I don't think so. I think that we need bylaws that we have intentions on adjusting. We mentioned city manager in there because we didn't have a city manager when this was thought through. So we need to make we need to make some updates, but I don't get the 20% right. Any other comment?
So to be clear, this is Keith Jackson here. Raining cats and dogs here at 99 and 290. So I'm
Oh
a bit
boy.
delayed
Okay.
heading up there to you guys. But as I understand development, strategy, and activities, the executive director, I'm not sure. I'm hearing
Yeah. Let let me in. Yeah, let me interject because you know when we put this together, that was a question, and the executive director reports to the board as with in any other corporation in America, and this is a corporation, so that language needs to be addressed. And the question is, these people savvy enough to know that that's some semantics. I'm not going to take advantage of that language.
there's no reason why. Definitely, it needs to be modified or edited.
Okay.
But what my
You're
point is,
recording.
in reference to what Mr. Jackson was
Recording on
saying,
Teams.
the language needs to be modified that because the board is not gonna sit up here and write all this stuff. The executive director, part of that director's responsibility is to draft documents, to present it for the board to look at, and present it to the board for approval. Because everything has to be approved by the board. The executive director, somebody has to type it up, somebody's gotta prepare it, somebody's gotta do it. So that's the director's responsibility to ensure that the board of directors get the documents necessary to vote on. So that's what needs to be modified. So that's
Well-
part of the responsibilities.
Did you say that the executive director should rewrite the bylaws to present to us, to present to the council? Or did you say we need to adjust it, you know, so that that can be presented?
Part of the responsibility of the executive director is to prepare documents for approval for the board,
Correct.
okay? So that should be this language is to be modified to include those as responsibilities.
Excluding the bylaws, when you say documents be prepared by the executive director for the board, and it's always dangerous to assume, but I assume you mean business development documents, partner relationship documents,
Yes.
Contracts.
documents,
Yes.
those type of documents.
Yes.
And I think Bruce's question was, are you the bylaws? And Bruce, that's an easy answer. That's no. The executive director will not prepare and or edit the bylaws. The bylaws are his roadmap, his or her roadmap
To follow.
as to who he or she answers to and
Yes.
what role he or she has.
Yes.
So we should, as a governing body, be able to have this in place for them.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that was clarified.
That's what I'm saying, but if you, right now, the secretary, you don't have a secretary to the board. The secretary to the board is the one that prepares documents for the board of directors.
That's what we do. We do have a
You do?
secretary.
Okay. Well, the secretary to the board is
We've
the
had-
one that reviews
Well,
documents.
we had, I mean, the last secretary did prepare this for the board.
Okay.
Yeah, and that secretary was me.
The
So,
board of directors, I mean, the executive director does have some responsibility to look at the bylaws and present information for us, and when it comes to strategic planning,
Right.
whatever, for approval. That's right, we're policy setters. Yes. That's right.
Okay. All right, V, do you have the you have the floor?
um, that in the past, I don't know what has happened in the past couple of years, but the whole role of the executive director was to carry out the strategic plan. The board comes up with a strategic plan, how we want businesses, growth to happen in the city. But we don't do that. We hire a person, a CEO, and their responsibility is to implement the plan and then come back to us periodically and report on the progress that he or she on that plan. I mean, that's, as we've been, um, doing executive, director.
We're doing the
duties
executive
for
director's
free.
job.
Mm-hmm.
But that person is supposed to come up, we're supposed to have a strategic plan about, how we want the city to look. From the community, we do workshops or whatever, and then come up with a strategic plan. Like at the university, they have a strategic plan, and then they have directors of different departments who carry out different parts of the plan.
Okay,
I have a feeling that they weren't.
okay.
I
All right,
We
so,
all have different perceptions of what our executive director is going to be.
Right,
The executive director is effectively going to be the CEO of the EDC.
right,
As the CEO of the EDC, he or she is going to be out touting the greatness of the city of Prairie View and initiating those inroads with other vendors, other partners, other builders, etc., all within the jurisdiction of the bylaws. He will then bring those actions, those activities back as a status report to the board. The board, I believe, and I'm more than open to being redirected or corrected. The board is not going to be um, overseeing how he goes about he or she's business, other than in the event that it appears that they are not making any substantive progress or is violating or out of compliance with the bylaws. I think that's what our due diligence should focus on in hiring an executive director, that they have a plan of attack moving forward so that we can remove ourselves from taking on the activities that we expect the CEO of this board to pursue.
right.
right. Vita, you have the floor?
On page 4, again.
Paragraph?
Well, let's go to page 3, where it says general duties of the board.
Yeah.
It says that the overall development plan developed by the board shall be one that includes. So the board shall develop an overall economic development plan for the city. And it tells what it has in it, short-term goals. That's called a strategic plan, right? That's what we're referring to as a strategic plan. Page 3, under 4.04, duties of the board. So the board is responsible, according to the bylaws, for developing a strategic plan. Now, if you look on page 4, under G, to assist the board in implementation of this plan, we can hire a director of economic development.
Right.
That's that person's responsibility. That's what their job is to help us implement whatever strategic plan we have. We have also, if you look at the strategies, F, an annual work plan outlining the activities, tasks, projects, programs to be undertaken by the board during the upcoming year. Usually we do that at the annual meeting in October. We come up with what we're gonna do for the upcoming year. But the point that I'm making is that, according to these bylaws, the board is responsible for developing a strategic plan. According to these bylaws, can hire a director to help us implement the plan.
Okay? And
I had one thing.
that's what we're doing.
I also think like the language of the document too, we have Director of Economic Development and also the positions of us on the board are directors. And so I think it needs to clearly say Executive Director. So the amendments for like G, H, I, all of those need to refer to Executive Director.
Right.
To make a distinct difference.
Right.
Too. Yeah, the CEO or Executive Director, either one, yeah.
Okay.
That's one amendment that need to be made.
So we're gonna get back to bylaw.
But amended by law.
Yeah. Yes. Well, here's what I'm saying. This product that we have is an amalgamation of several things. And we probably could have run it through a couple of AI iterations at the end. We maybe would have caught some things. But it's a lot of things that were thrown together. So you'll have some inconsistencies. And, and I think, and we're catching those inconsistencies. And we also have fresh eyes on it. So I appreciate all these perspectives and things that this last board did not catch. We celebrate the fact that we were able to get it through the council and sign things like the addresses being wrong and some other things that we caught, because everybody brings different gifts and things that they see to the table. But I actually saw some inconsistencies, but I've also it was like 80 or 90% there, and I figured we were catching things, and I said that's why we need to review it annually, because there'll be other things that will come up within the time frame of a year that we'll need to take care of, like the need to maybe have cybersecurity training or some of these
all
other
that's supposed
things.
to be part of
These things come out, yeah.
Yeah, but
Even how you meet virtually. I mean, 5 years ago, there wasn't, pre-pandemic, that stuff wasn't even considered. Now we have to take into consideration how we meet and online, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's why I think we just look at it once every year, because the document is, it sounds like we caught something major, so we need to take care of that. And there'll be other smaller things. I didn't want that smaller things to prevent us from going forward bylaws. We were running around with 2 sets of unsigned bylaws, and a lot of confusion. You're right. It was a signed one from 2012, and that was just too long ago to be trying. And we had one that had like a fax cover page on it, and so it was like this, and then one would drop through the floor in explanation. So this product here is miles ahead of the 2 very confusing ones that we had. Now we're trying to fine tune it significantly, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good.
All right. Now we're right at the end of the time for the workshop. What I'm going to do now is forego the Texas Open Meetings Act thing. I think I need to go ahead and end this session. Do I need to have a motion for that? Because we didn't gavel to start. We need it. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to end the workshop. Hold on. We have a question on the floor. Go ahead. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for that.
Or, okay, bylaws for a date, I guess it's.
Well, if this is a workshop, can we really take
The workshop, we
actions?
can take action.
This isn't, yeah,
Just end the
yeah,
workshop.
this is, we just need to end the workshop, so there's, yeah. And get that on the agenda for the next actual meeting. So,
Move to.
Well, the fact is, all we have to do is, the workshop is ended.
yeah, somebody
Because the
help me.
workshop is not the policy decisions. You're not making the policy decision. Yes, ma'am.
And he's saying that, but it's on the agenda.
Yeah,
What do you want? Item number 3. Approve that. Then
oh, okay, let's get a motion going. The time is marching on. It is probably moved and seconded that we table item number 3. Any questions? Let's go ahead and do the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. I'll entertain a motion to end the workshop. It's been properly moved and seconded that we close the workshop. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The workshop is closed at 6:02. All right.
Your Robert's Rule of Orders printout that I printed out, Dr. Brown, I ordered from Amazon. What
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll into our
The regular meeting.
regular meeting. Somebody printed. Did Jaquavius go to print copies of that,
What? To print what?
of the regular meeting?
He did, the agenda.
No, I got one.
Got the agenda and
Everybody that have an agenda for the night meeting, that one? You got one?
item.
Yeah, there weren't any. Oh, that's what he's doing, okay.
Jaquavius is bringing a copy.
We'll wait for his return.
Got a key.
Oh, Tremiro, can you come closer to the front? Okay, that's what I want. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna send you to the front. Okay. The western front. He's on the board, yeah. We have it where we have alternates on the board.
Say what?
We have alternates on the board, and so she'll come on and,
How you get alternates for a board?
it's a change that the city council is working through. I'll talk to Nathan about it. It'll be a conditional vote. It'll be a conditional vote. Can you make a motion on the condition that the other parts are met? A motion can be made on anything, right?
Yeah, but your,
I mean, can you make the motion that the conditions to meet the qualifications, once that is met, then you can do the other action? No, I'm saying, can't you make a motion on something that will happen?
so you have,
You can make a motion on anything, right?
that's not in your bylaws.
I'm just looking. I'm not,
Well, your policy,
no, I'm
I
saying
mean,
it's,
your bylaw says.
yeah, I know, we're trying to, yeah.
You said your bylaw says.
Yeah, yeah. Alternates. It doesn't. So we might have to wait on that action until the city council does their piece, because that's what they're actively doing, modifying, creating these alternates. And I asked Nathan, are we, yeah, probably so. This meeting of the Purview Economic Development Corporation is called to order. Ms. Haddon, can you do a roll call to certify the quorum? I'll show it. I'll show it up there if you don't have it. Here?
Here. You're an alternate though, so since we're missing one, you can step in, right? Not how alternates work?
Alternates work that way, but you don't have to approve.
Okay, I have the floor.
I was approved.
Okay, let's not all talk at once. Vita Brown, you have the floor. Please speak into the mic.
As a board member, when she called the roll, she said board member. So, and she was approved as a board member, then she's not an alternate, she's a board member. How many does that make us have, though?
That makes us have 8.
Who is number 7?
Well, just look up here, there's 8 people. One of them was going to be an alternate, and that was going to be Tremira, per discussion with the mayor
Oh,
this
Gigi's-
morning. Gigi's not here right now, and
Oh.
Jonathan is online. Yeah, Jonathan's not here, and Gigi's not here. So I think the issue on that, that's actually it's our first item, number 1. Well, actually, let me go ahead. Are there any citizens' comments? No, we're missing
But
stuff.
Bruce,
We're
I'm
missing
not,
several things.
I'm not, we haven't clarified whether or not she can participate. She was called as a board member during roll call. You're saying that she's an alternate. We
I'm
need
going to clarify
that.
and say that she is not a board member right now, and until we get the clarification from the city and our own bylaws, I'll put a special letter here, like I'll put non-board member that's present. Okay, thank you. So we won't. Next item is invocation. Freddie Roberts, could you please do the invocation, be followed by Pledge of Allegiance?
Can I also ask?
Frederick Roberts, yes. Please, please turn your mic on to make sure it's green.
Let us pray. Father, our times are in your hands. Look with your servants present here this day. Give us discerning minds, hearts, being mindful and respectful of all who are present in the deliberation on behalf of the Economic 4B for the city of Prairie View. Prairie View, oh Lord, Prairie View.
Oh, Lord.
City of Prairie View, be with us all, now and evermore. Amen.
Amen. All right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Y'all don't do the Texas?
No.
We've done it from time to time. I think mostly, you know how to do it?
Yeah, honor
We'll
our
do it
Texas
next time.
flag.
Texas flag.
Do it next time.
Pledge
Let's see.
allegiance to thee,
There's a
Texas,
flag, okay.
one state.
Item. Okay, are there any, I don't have any citizen comments. There's no presentations. To review the minutes from 11th of June. Please look at the minutes. Okay, let's, how do you rectify that? How do you say, what's your recommendation for that? He's right next to you. Poof. It doesn't. Yeah, go ahead. Let's make a distinction between administrative assistant and secretary. I know, yeah, you meant, I know what you meant, but yeah. Okay. So, uh, okay. I think we need to assess that. I think the Open Meetings Act does allow for a Ms. Hatton or to be there. There's people that we can grant permission to participate in those meetings. So let's examine that. Yeah, let's examine that. And because I read the whole Texas Open Meetings Act this morning, and that's why we're going to review it. So let's. I think it allows for what we did. If it doesn't, we'll have to correct for it. All right. Want to burn a bunch of time on this. Okay. Anything else on these minutes?
Yeah, just one thing, just an amendment to the spelling of my name. I know I made that change previously, but just an amendment to that. The C, so Jaquavous. Thank-
What page is it misspelled?
I think it's
Oh.
throughout the entire document. So just to make amendments to my name for correct spelling. I think, yeah, Miss
At the
Miss
very
handled that, yeah.
beginning where it
Thank you.
says members present, there's no C in it? Okay. All right.
Sir, I'd like to move to approve, with of course.
Second.
Any discussion? It's been properly moved and seconded that the minutes on 11 June be accepted as printed with the minor modifications as discussed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain. Okay, the motion carries with one abstention. Okay. Yeah, it's almost like more like transcript. So the first thing, first thing I want to do is go through reports. And I typically have done this a couple of ways. We've given reports at the end, or we've given them at the beginning. Last meeting decided to just do it at the beginning. So please look at the screen, and I'll go through a summary of things that I wanted to cover. This is our training matrix, and where we were listed last time, things that are resources that are out there available for us as directors to look at. Developed this on the last board, and before this board, I gave this list to Colin to consider some other things that we might want to consider for this. Now, we also added value in putting the majority of these things on the Purview EDC website. If you go under resources, you can find the university's strategic plan, the strategic plans that we've discovered, 2011 time frame, the livable center plan, the county plan, the Texas EDC handbook itself, and any upcoming conferences. You look at the bottom, it's always a joy to click through there and to see what TEDC is having out there for us to learn from, so click that. Cybersecurity training. One of the other EDC reps mentioned that EDCs are required to take some cybersecurity training. I hadn't heard that from anywhere else other than him. So I put it up there. Haven't taken that training yet, but it is something. And that's what I mean like for our bylaws. We finding out things that we should be doing as we start networking and talking to other EDCs. We'll be finding out. Okay, so far I've just had this on my.
And that'll be good.
Oh yeah. So you'll need to have that mic in front of you turned on. Okay. All right. Next thing I want to report on is our opportunity zones. Since our last meeting, there was a training course on the 17th of June. It talked about what these were. It was very beneficial for me. I think Colin and I were at the EDC meeting in Plano. I had it going on my phone. I think Tremira listened to it. Does anybody else get a chance to listen to that? Okay. We clarified some things that were questions at our last meeting. Like, I thought it was a state program because we were submitting all of our things to the governor. Well, actually, it's a federal program, and it's the state that chooses what 25% of the tracks around the state are that they actually use, are engaged with. So what we submitted to the governor was the justification for two of the tracks. Here's this track that runs through Purview. This is university right here. So the university is not part of it. It wraps around the university. It's where we're sitting. It's all the way up to, that looks like old 290, new 290, and Owens Road. And then you go into Waller. If I blew this up, you can see that Buc-ee's is inside of it and a good chunk of the city of Waller, and then this rural area right here. So we were unified in this track. Waller approached us about writing a letter. Colin later said, "Hey, we can submit our own letter," and it actually turned out to be beneficial because now we have two cities submitting a package for the same space, which should increases our odds. Now, we also gave the city of Waller a letter to put into their package, so that was beneficial. So we had the spreadsheet. Colin filled that out pretty much. And the other things that we submitted to the state, we got a letter of support from Cecil Bell. We got a letter from our mayor. I put a little diagram in there that talked about Trade Point 290. We put the Livable Center study in there. And there's a letter that we as an EDC sent to the university supporting a space. This is NASA type space, workforce initiative, because they're trying to become a space hub. So that went to the governor. They acknowledged receipt on Monday of this week. So thumbs up there. I really want to thank Colin for all of the work he put in there and all the he came at the right time. These things are only submitted every 10 years, and we found out about it like 2 or 3 months before. So if Waller was here, I thank them for giving that heads up, and Colin, the moment he came in to help get it over the finish line, as well as the city and, the reps and all that. We have other people that were going to give us letters, and if those come in, we can probably still try to submit that, like, what was it, the county commissioner, our congressman. I believe the city of Waller maybe got some of those others in their package. We'll see. Yes. Yes. He's our former rep for the city of Prairie View. No, he's still the representative. They rezoned, so our rep for Prairie View is Kitzman now, right? It's Kitzman. But what he's saying, the point is that was the election, the real election is not until November. He was defeated in the primary. Now, even if he's out of office, a letter from him is still valuable for this purpose, or anybody. We could have gotten one from the king of Jordan. Anybody that thought that this was a good thing for Prairie View and the state and the nation, they could give us a letter that, if it's powerful and it's convincing. And we're trying to get some from landowners. Those will still come in if we get those. So yeah.
We still would like to receive a lot of letters from the community. Manuel, Ms. Herndon, I know you guys are all very important in the community. So if you guys will still submit letters, we'll still take them.
So what's the next steps for this? But one thing, if we get this, it gives us a tool to track investors. If this thing is awarded to us, if this thing is awarded to us, it gives us other tools besides the city's tax incentives and what we can give as, what do we give? Grants, but not huge ones. Yeah.
But, and Dr. Brown, in regards to your original question, this is all federal tax. So it has nothing to do with property tax or sales tax. So this is all Department of Treasury calculating their final tax bill at the end of the year.
Capital gains.
Do your question the first time around? Yeah. When you were like, we should. Okay. For sure.
Okay. All right, so other steps, we'll need to be advocates for this. We'll need to be advocates. That's why it was important for all of us to get up to speed. If we haven't been to the training yet, there's a training on November the 9th. God dog it. Okay. There's another webinar on the 9th of September. These things, it was highly beneficial. So we will be emphasizing participating in these things. And we're also gonna put this on some highlights or things that you can talking points on our PVEDC website. Colin showed me where other cities were putting their opportunity zone activities on their websites. And so that's the opportunity zone. Let's see, our website. Okay, so our website, we did get the real estate module. If you go onto our website now, you'll see that we've added some commercial properties, like some of our old-time favorites, the ones that we see all the time. Prairie View, Brown Plaza was bought by another company about 3 weeks ago. It's called Prairie View Crossing now. It's not, yeah, it's called Prairie View Crossing. And so, these are Prairie View Crossing, what's the hamburger place? Checkers, yeah. Checkers, the house that has the whole motel in front of it. There's a couple other properties. You look on our website right now, Ms. Haddon has done a great job of researching those, using the initial part of that real estate module and putting that on our website, and it's all new. And so now when you approach people about things that are in Purview, you have a place to go, a centralized place. And it has yielded some, I would say, some results, some conversations I've had with people. We would go to the commercial site, LoopNet, and there's some others, and see these things, and like, okay, it's there now. We're starting to put it on our site. Dr. Brown, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm curious and interested to know when that deal was made with the Brown family to buy that property. Part of the deal was that their name would be remained. I don't know if it's written in the contract or not, but from my understanding, the Brown Plaza wasn't just something arbitrarily thought of. That was part of the deal as a memorial to that family. So I'm curious is, first of all, if it was part of the contract. Number two, if the people that bought it, why are they changing the name?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think we can do anything about that. That's all kind of deeds and contracts, a part of the sale, right?
We can do say, like I said, I'm not sure if it's in the contract. I think when Brian Rowland was mayor, I think he did that deal with the Browns. So I'm not sure if it's in the,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's a part of the contract.
well,
Should make sure that it is, because it's like we have a turnover with the people, and what was agreed upon doesn't get passed on to the next group of people, and you kind of open yourself up to.
okay, go ahead, attorney.
Not seeing the contract, naming or renaming, as it were, either that would be a special line item in that agreement between the parties that specifically states whether or not the name will remain or be changed. It's always dangerous to assume, but I assume, being that the name has been changed, that was a discussion contemplated by both parties before that. Not it was something that was spoken to or agreed to or maybe spoken about by the previous administration, if it was not a part of the sale of that property.
Yeah, and do we as the EDC have a role in that?
No, not at all.
I don't think so. I mean, it's private owner to another private owner. They sold that property. That's how I see
Let me
it.
just speak on behalf of the residents of Prairie View. A lot of times we get messed over because we don't know the right hand don't know what the left hand is doing. And what I'm saying is that was a family property that had been in the city for decades. And as a part of a memorial to that family, it was about the Brown Plaza. So, yeah, we may not legally have an obligation, but morally, I think we do.
Okay, noted. So on the other thing on the website is that we are planning to put some photos up there. We're not going to do photos today. I want us to be in business casual. And then we'll have all of our participants
Didn't. Oh, no, you didn't.
and,
Oh, Mr. President.
I'm
you done
sorry,
had me
I'm
to
still
go
doing my
get
report.
My hair
I'm so-
redone, go in my closet and find the, and then I sent you an email saying, I'm gonna build EDC.
You're gonna look
I'm a
just as
bill-
good next time.
No, cause
Every,
y'all don't
because you
understand
always
what
look
women
at
have
that
to go
good.
through.
You always look that good. Okay.
Y'all are men up there, they don't
Okay.
understand what women have to go through when you say, you're gonna take a picture and put it online and post it in the city hall.
Fresh cut. I got a fresh cut. Come on, man. Everybody got a fresh
Okay.
Now, they
All right.
they talking about a group picture.
Don't do that.
Can I bill y'all for my hair and my nails?
We can take her photo tonight before we leave for sure. Point of order.
All right. Let's proceed. Okay, the next thing is EDC task list. Okay, starting about 3 weeks ago, Ms. Hatton and I have been meeting daily. At about 3, we've shifted it to 5 for actually, there's a period of time when our outlook was down. I paid to get it going. We still need to rectify the credit card and all that stuff, but we've been meeting daily. We try to keep it like 15 minutes. We've had Colin on for a couple of times, but out of that, we've started an EDC task list. And the task, the option, I mean, the reason is that we take these minutes, we look at action items, and we see what is next, what's hot. We need to prioritize things. So we have a task list. We're not going to show it today, but you know, if you want to see that at some point, we're trying to figure out how to make it visible to all board members on actual things that we're doing. Last week, the Waller-Austin County's Economic Development Group, also called the West Side Allies, met for the first time here in Prairie View. The West Side Allies consist of the cities of, right now, the cities of Prairie View, Waller, Hempstead, Brenham, Belleville, potentially. They haven't attended a meeting yet. Pine Island was actually at one of them. Madison, in the middle, was there at one of the meetings. Sealy, Brookshire, and potentially Katy. Did I say Madison? What's the little Pattison? Is it Pattison? Pattison. Yeah. No. Okay. So we had this meeting. I thought it was very good. I would like to give the floor to Jaquavius a little bit, and he can, since he's the first time participating, I'd like you to just give me your impression of that meeting.
Yeah, well, I think for the West Side Allies, I appreciate everyone that came out from the community. We had Councilmember Manuel there as well. We also had a luncheon after this event, but it was a very great discussion, very progressive discussion, and I really enjoyed the environment. So thank you for the invite.
Yeah, and I want to thank Jaquavius also. He was the one that arranged the site, and we had to figure out where to have the food. We ultimately went to the MDC. We had to get water at the last minute. All these things.
Catfish Friday?
It was Cash Fit Friday, and it was very impressive. And yeah, we even got this room. They had us in another room that ultimately gave us this room. It's at the Cooperative Extension. Dr. Henry did a great job. And what I want to say about this meeting is not just all giggles and hugs, but we started this about like in November, and I think as a result of this, Waller had comfort with approaching us with things like the Opportunity Zone. They already knew who to talk to, and we had comfort with talking to Hempstead about it, because Hempstead went to the meeting in Brenham. We knew who it was, so, and that, we are talking a little bit about, sort of a quorum for us, but we are learning things and that make us better. So I thank all who went to this. There's Frederick, there's Barbara Manuel, there's Jaquavius, I attended, and we also had folks from the College of Agriculture, because Brenham and Waller were talking about doing some kind of agricultural-based activity, and we wanted Purview College of Agriculture right in the middle of that. And, oh, the other thing, big development is, this is Dr. Henry, but I didn't meet him until going to that EDC meeting in Plano, you know? And so here he is, he offered, he sit right next to me, he said, hey, if you need a place to meet, I have a place. And we ultimately did meet in this place, you know, so that's very good, yeah. All right, Juneteenth, okay, so last meeting we voted to get some banners. We also voted for some banners for 4th of July. We ultimately didn't get the banners. It was kind of close to need, and we also were handicapped in our access to our accounts. I was out of the city. I decided to instead to celebrate it with our what we were doing on our website. So these banners that Ms. Haddon was designing, I asked her to design something for the website. She put it up there, and it was up there for a good amount of time. We did the same thing for the 4th of July. So we have information on our website, but we were also putting events that relate to Juneteenth. We put events related to the 4th and other events. I think Dr. Brown or Vita Brown knows that as she was sending me flyers about various things, I would copy Ms. Haddon, and then we get it on our website so that it'd get more visibility. All right. I'm not gonna, well, I would discuss committees, but we need to revamp these. One thing, like, our bylaws say that we will have certain committees, and when you look at these committees, these do not align with what's in our bylaws. So it's just another area that needs to be improved. I've noticed that for some time, but since we're gonna be revising our bylaws, it's the opportunity to bring some alignment. We could have, the president has ability to create some special committees, but our base ones should be in there. So, okay.
So
That's
do
it
we
for my
have a
report.
committee- In the past, we've had a committee for the, to organize the annual meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe, yeah, I believe our bylaws say that, I saw that. I think it's in our bylaws to have this entity that works on that. So, yeah, we'll need to get that going.
So how soon, because it takes a lot of work to do, a coordination to do that, to get ready for October.
Right.
Is the annual meet, JJ, is it October the 1st, or? So,
Okay.
30th.
Okay. So, let's move, yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm gonna talk about, the next report is Vice President. You have anything you'd like to report?
Excuse me, Mr. President, no disrespect intended, but I think that was extremely rude, the way you shut him down, because we were talking about committees and the upcoming importance of the annual meeting committee, and for you to just blow it off like that, my opinion is that it was rude.
I'm doing my report, and I'm trying to progress the meeting, so I apologize if it appeared rude, but I am trying to progress the meeting and have us not be here for 3 hours. So right now, it is the Vice President's time to give his report. So I'll take that as for whatever it is, but I am trying to make the meeting progress.
Sure, no, appreciate the opportunity. Colin Johnson, Vice President, for those that may not know, but no real report other than I'm excited to be here. I've been working personally on Opportunity Zone, so like Bruce says, he thanked me. I would like to thank him right back just because he was there every single time that we were meeting. We were on a phone call till 10 o'clock at night, 3 hours at a time sometimes, just trying to whittle this down and figure out what really, if this would work best for the city of Prairie View, and if it was something beneficial. We will, of course, determine that it was, of course, with the support of the board, and we went ahead and went after that. So glad to see that kind of come to the finish of that current finish, but of course to push it some more. And then also the PVAMU 150th. I talked to Dr. Thomas Smith today, and so was able to kind of have that initial meeting. And so that's all I have to share. Nothing really to share other than she's excited to have us there and to be able to partner on this 150.
Secretary, anything you like to add?
Just no extra report or remarks other than the great weekend we had last week with the EDC Westside Allies. And then also, for point of privilege, I'm gonna ask the board to be excused. Have to get on the road to Dallas for memorial service tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave
Okay.
out soon. That was all good, thank you.
You said
Yeah,
oh,
funeral
you're
service,
leaving-
yeah. So I'm gonna leave right now.
You leave right now, okay. All right, we still have a quorum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sorry about that.
Appreciate it. Okay. Now, this would be a time to talk about committees. I have these committees up here. And these committees, we have people on here no longer on the board. The committees need to be revamped. And any additional comments on the committees? I'm not going to give any reports out of these, other than if we have this this closed session on that pertains to real estate. I'll talk about that. All right. Having heard none, go to the next item. And that item, the first item of business is discussion, consideration of possible action on election of treasurer. I will entertain a motion to delay this until the language is such that it is appropriate for us to take action as we indicated earlier. Or maybe we need to have a discussion on it. Well, we should. Oh, God dang it. Yeah.
Nathan Alexander.
Okay.
Well, if I leave the room, is that still quorum?
We won't have a quorum. Just call him. Just call him. I think he left with this issue of the alternatives. Oh, there he is. So, could you, we wanted to talk about what's going to be developed as language as far as alternatives, members to the board.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yes, so that decision is really up to this body. I will say that there is a total of 8 members currently serving on this position. Me and Bruce had a conversation of my recommendation for each of these members. I can say that regardless if it's an alternate member or a physical member, the alternate member still has all the rights and privileges of a regular member. They just cannot vote unless quorum prevents them from doing so. So they only vote unless, there's no quorum,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But they still have the same rights
Right.
and privileges as a regular member.
I think the issue is that it's not written yet.
Correct.
So we wanted to get it in writing in your bylaws or with the
Yeah.
city.
So,
And then we
yeah.
want to work its way into ours as well. And
Absolutely.
then we'd be able to act on it. But here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that we could move and have it, the person appointed, and then have it a conditional motion that upon the approval of the new bylaws, and then it's activated,
Got you.
once it meets that condition. But since that's kind of confusing, I think we just
kinda
leave it
confused here.
alone, just freeze it until it's written.
So, so the EDC obviously has the opportunity, you guys can create your own bylaws. Of course, council currently has on its desk bylaws for all committees, boards, and commissions. Well, acting rules for each boards and commissions, but obviously as the EDC, you guys can adopt your own individual rules that you guys will govern, that you guys can govern yourself. So I don't see how, I don't see why this body can't make a decision just saying we're going to have an alternate member, especially when city council has already appointed 8 members. Yeah, 8 members, and just been naming one of those members as an alternate, absent what we have going, because at the end of the day, the EDC does have the authority to kind of govern itself. So the EDC could do that without council's action.
All right. Vita Brown, you have the floor? Yes.
EDC is governed by our bylaws, period. We're not governed by what we come up and pull up in a meeting. It has to be in the bylaws in order for us to institute it. Our bylaws say we only have 7 members. Our bylaws are silent when it comes to an alternate. An alternate. That's not in our bylaws.
Right.
Now, if we want to have 8 members, or we want to have an alternate, then we need to amend the bylaws. We
Yeah.
can't do that until we amend the bylaws. Even if we say, well, it's pending amendment, but that's redundant. That goes without saying. If we say we want to have an alternate, it can't go into effect until we change our bylaws.
Yeah, I think we've established that. So,
Definitely understand the bylaws question. However, I do, council has appointed 8 members to the board. So there are currently 8 members to the board. So it's just just like every committee will have an additional person, additional 1 or 2 people. That's kind of how we're setting it, just to prevent.
But this isn't a committee. This is a board. This is a
Board,
corporate board.
Boards, commissions, they all fall under the city
No,
council.
they don't. This is a corporate board.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't mean no disrespect, but
Okay. The recommendation that I told you that basically that's my advice on how to proceed. Obviously, it's up to the pleasure of the EDC on how you all want to proceed, but the city council has voted 8 members to this board, and with one of them being treated as an alternate, just like every committee, Planning and Zoning Commission, EDC, what is the other one? The Crime Prevention
But
District.
this is a corporation. This isn't
the
a board.
the
We're
crime-
the board of directors
the
for
crime-
a
Hey,
corporation.
I'm sorry, the mayor has the floor.
Yeah, but
The
Let's-
crime
one at a time.
The Crime Patrol and Prevention District
That's
is
not a
also
corporation.
not a committee.
that's not a corporation.
Okay, Dr. Brown, I'm speaking.
Brown.
I was asked to speak. I can go back to my office. I was actually leaving. I was asked to. So you gonna allow me to speak, or you're gonna talk over me, Dr. Brown?
I'm sorry. Please
Okay.
forgive me.
Just like the crime control prevention, they have additional members to prevent quorum issues, because we ran into that a lot, especially with this committee in
Yeah.
general. And that's why we appointed additional members as alternate members to prevent us running into quorum issues. So
Okay.
and our attorneys have not said nothing about it. We've presented the rules. I'm happy to ask for additional legal opinion. Y'all can ask y'all's attorney as well. Y'all have an attorney. So,
Right there.
how you doing, sir? Good to see you in person.
Speak with you when you got from the mics.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely talk. And, this is the person y'all should be talking to. I mean, our attorneys already said, given us,
Okay.
clearance. They reviewed our documents. They haven't said anything was wrong with them. Council currently has them. So the advice will need to be coming from him.
All right. So for this item right here, I guess we take a motion to table it until we resolve the bylaws issue. Yeah, but one of y'all could be, maybe you be it for a month, or he could be it for a month.
But I'm saying,
But
you have that on the agenda for an election today?
yeah. So it was gonna be,
So, we don't have a treasurer yet.
yeah, I've been doing that stuff.
With that type of activity, that should be contemplated or should be listed in our agenda item. I don't believe it needs to be an ad hoc decision to be made, or an ad hoc vote, or any type of activity that's not on our agenda typically is not something that we want to even begin.
What it actually, It's on the agenda. It's number one. But it doesn't name an individual, you know, so it's the election. Now, here's the issue I have is that the treasurer is the one that's gonna go on the account. So it doesn't help us to have a short-term one.
Talking about a temporary one, or are you talking about electing, nominating and electing a treasurer? That kind of is confusing. If you're talking about nominating and electing a treasurer with the members here, the board members here, then by all means do it.
But he's not understanding the point. When we had our last meeting, we wanted her to be the treasurer.
Okay.
City council in error approved 2 additional board members, which put us, which, excuse me, now you're talking over me.
Oh, come on.
Okay. In error, because our bylaws say we can only have 7 members.
Okay.
So they appointed 2 extra members, which put us at 8.
How's that relevant to electing?
Because she was one of the ones that was approved.
Okay.
But that put us in a position of 8 board members.
Okay.
So the reason that we're not, we have a problem with it is because we wanted her to be the treasurer.
And her being appointed by the city council, her being the 8th board member, does that preclude, is that what you're saying? It precludes her from being nominated and elected?
Until we can go ahead and amend the bylaws to either have 8 members or have 7 members and an alternate, the bylaws
So
that
you're
we govern
suggesting
ourselves by.
our electoral pool can only be 7 according to the bylaws?
That's what it says.
We're not speaking, is that what you're suggesting?
I'm just going by what's here. I'm not putting my personal thoughts in here. I'm just going by what's in the bylaws.
Okay.
And that's the issue, because we wanted her, in our last meeting, we said we wanted her to be treasurer, right, Mr. President?
Yes. Now, the mayor has the
President.
floor.
Now, that's why it's on the agenda to elect a treasurer.
Okay.
All right, the mayor has the floor.
I just want to make sure that the record is fully stated correctly, that council did not make any erroneous or error decision when appointing 8 members. We did so with intention and purposeful when we did that.
Well, y'all did it wrong.
I'm talking now, Dr.
because
Brown.
of-
Dr. Brown, I have the floor now. Thank you. Love you dearly, though. The council was intentional when we did that to prevent situations from happening like they've happened in the past. There was no error when we did that. If you are now saying that I understand what Dr. Brown, yes, sir.
If I could.
Yes, sir.
So shall be is much stronger than may.
It says shall be. See?
Okay.
So if that's.
I'm sorry, what was the intent of the 8th?
So basically, every board, every commission, from planning and zoning to EDC, we added 1 to 2 additional people to prevent quorum problems, because the situation we were running to previous boards is that they weren't meeting due to quorum problems. And so we added alternate members to prevent quorum issues from taking place, so business wouldn't be blocked or stalled. I do recognize that the quasi-independency of this body, and I respect that. And I do understand that you all have your bylaws, and so my recommendation would be, if and I haven't read them, but if Dr. Brown's saying that there are 7, I will take her word at that. And my recommendation would be for you all to bring something back to this floor to amend that to ensure that it is in guidelines of what council has put onto this board.
We've already, and Mr. Mayor, there have been a couple.
Oh, please turn your mic on.
There have been a couple, 3 instances in a review of our bylaws this afternoon that we must make modifications to. We can make this same modification to that, present an amendment to this board for approval, to then be escalated to the city council for ultimate approval, and then we can move forward with the signature. Until that point, we will still be able to operate as we have been without a treasurer, and I don't know if there's going to be any violation or non-compliance in doing so. I think that's the easiest way for us to proceed.
The only, well, there's 2 roles that the president shouldn't always
No, I
also
get it.
have. One of them, it's secretary, and secretary and,
Bruce,
not
as the
necessarily
president, you still have
treasurer.
fiduciary responsibilities.
That's right.
for everything.
And if
So
I
I'm writing
hear
the
your
checks.
concern behind your statement, you being, at this point, the president and quasi-secretary, excuse me,
But we have a
quasi-treasurer.
secretary, we have a
Excuse me,
secretary
quasi-
now.
I misspoke,
Yeah.
quasi-treasurer.
Yeah,
There's really not a conflict in this interim period.
with that one, yeah, with that one. It's not the conflict with, as with the secretary.
So I think-
we're,
Unless
I think we can
Dr.
ride
Brown
it
has
for
a problem
a
with
couple of
that,
weeks
I
to
think
a
we should be
month
able to
until it's
proceed the way we
rectified.
are right now.
Okay. I'm sorry, she has, Dr. Brown has the floor.
Anybody, but I'm very. This is a corporation. Corporations have boards. They come up with the way they like planning and zoning. Those are not corporations. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, I understand that. We do report on a significant level to the city council. They're the ones that review and approve our bylaws and our budget and many other things. So we're not free floating on a different island. We do adjust for the needs of this city and this council. I think Frederick Roberts, did you have a comment?
Yes, I think that we need to move away from this because your bylaws, and as Dr. Brown enumerated, this is a corporation. And the corporation is quasi-government within the government.
Quasi-independent.
The fact that you specifically states in here, I don't care what the council vote on whatever. If the corporation exists with the statement that you can only have 7 people on the board, that's what you gotta follow until such time that you amend it to say that you can have an alternate. Now, if we want to take the mandate coming from the city council's action, that's a different story. But you can't do that in this meeting when you have a bylaw that says the board shall be 7 with
Okay.
no reference to any alternate or whatever.
Okay, that's
And that's
that's
all I gotta
noted.
say.
Now, so we have a motion on,
I'd like to make a motion if you're considering any.
yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to move that we table this until our next meeting or after review of our bylaws later on. Or maybe I shouldn't even say all of that. I'll move that we table this to our next meeting.
Is there a second
Second.
discussion? It's,
After we amend our bylaws, that may or may not be the next meeting.
We
It
have
could
a-
or it couldn't be, but this is contingent upon not us meeting, but it's contingent upon us
Approval of the
That
bylaws.
changing,
Bylaw change.
amending the bylaws. That's what it's about.
yeah, I think that's almost what I was saying in the first place, the contingent approval. But we have a motion on the floor.
I'd like
Do
to
we
take
want
that back. Make it full.
motion's been
Make it back
rescinded?
what I said.
Go ahead.
So move to table until not the next meeting until we do the
Just-
bylaws?
So I think a proper motion would be basically moving to table this contingent upon the bylaws approval.
Bylaws.
Bylaws
Adjustment.
amendment.
Adjustment.
Yeah, bylaws
yeah.
amendment. So table to the next
Maybe,
meeting
yeah,
contingent.
okay, so what we're thinking about going back and making this 8?
We didn't
No,
say
we're
that.
just gonna adjust
But we
the
still need a
bylaws.
treasurer,
But-
regardless.
Just
But
go
you-
ahead,
So
table, don't
regardless of
solve it, just go ahead,
bylaws.
table it. Just go ahead and,
I'd just like to table this until a later date.
I think the attorney is telling us the proper wording for the,
Amendment. I
For
mean,
the motion?
It's very succinct, Colin. You just want to table this discussion of appointment of a treasurer until we properly amended the bylaws to include.
8 members. Okay.
Well,
That's what I was like, is that this? Yeah, I
all
was,
we need to,
somebody say it.
we just need a
what he said.
treasurer.
I
move
move
the-
what he said.
well, but he's also putting a covenant on us saying to make it 8.
Yeah,
No, I didn't put a number. I said additional
You
members.
said additional.
additional
Okay.
members.
Maybe more
Well,
than.
maybe 10, 12, 11,
Exactly,
okay,
just
all right.
additional.
But is this until bylaw? We just
Well,
need a
see, the
treasurer.
other thing is,
Yeah,
the other thing is you prejudice the decision.
On
I
the
mean, you
bylaws.
prejudice the action because you said you were putting somebody on specifically for that position. So you prejudiced it, but you prejudiced it when you said that. Not you, I'm saying,
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I
so the only thing for this is that we table the issue concerning the appointment of the election of the treasurer until such time as the bylaws are considered.
Until after the bylaws.
Until the bylaws, yes.
Okay.
That's a motion?
That's
Yes.
a motion. Second. You
It's,
got that, Ms. Haddon? His motion?
the other recording. Oh, I think it's back up, at least back up on my end. It says recording and transcription is running. Yeah. It's been properly moved and seconded that we table item number 1 until until the bylaws have been considered and amended. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. All right. Item number 2, discussion and possible action on selection of executive director search firm. Yes. Yes. Yes, please. Yeah, we discussed that at the workshop. Okay, yes, please. Thank you. Right here, it's in. All right. Item number 2. Discussion, consideration, and possible action, selection of executive director search firm, Clear Career Professionals. I do.
Appreciate you. That saved us some money.
Okay. This is the executive director search company. They're called Clear Career Professionals. What they want to do, the scope is on these next few slides here. Okay. Scope of service. Okay. So here's what this firm would do for us. We have anywhere from 40 to 50 resumes that have been turned in for executive director of the EDC. Collected over months, even before I was on the EDC. And then we did a requisition that was posted on TML. It was also posted on Indeed. So they normally charge about twice what they're proposing. I mean, like 14,000. But since we already have resumes, they're going to take it from the point of where they look at the resumes and then they whittle those down to the top 8. So they screen what's there compared to the requisition, get it down to the top 8. Then after that, they brief us, they do some other things here, develop a leadership profile paper, and they get it down to the top 4. The top 4, they do a comprehensive background reference verification report for the top 4. And then they do a in-person visit by the recruiter. So there's 7,000 for that. Here's some other things related. Here's things we're supposed to do. We give them the resumes, any applications that we've received. Review the semifinalist list. So they're going to create the semifinalist list, then we review that. So those are our responsibilities. What I'm recommending that we do at this meeting, and what the motion is needed, is for us to be able to spend the 7,000, because our bylaws say that any expenditure above 5,000 has to go before city council. So that's what I'm recommending, that we be able, hire this firm to come in and scrutinize the resumes. Now, here's another concern that I had with how we're doing it before. I want us to be HR compliant with what we're doing and how we're doing it. So they would help us make sure that we're compliant in all of the aspects that it takes to bring someone in. So we just had like a selection committee before, and I came up with some things. I have some experience in this, but in this arena, you got to make sure that you're doing crossing all the T's and dotting the I's. So that's why I want to pay this firm. Now, this firm is made up of people that have been in our shoes. They've worked in cities, they've worked on EDCs, and so they were highly recommended by another city. So that's why I wanted to go with them. Dr. Brown. Okay. The city? I'm sorry, you said we, you mean EDC? Okay. Okay. Did you say offer them, did you use their services? You didn't use their services. Oh, well, here's what, yeah, the counter was that we don't need all of their services. So we whittled it down from 14,000 to 7,000. They might, I don't think, if they can get it quicker, I would probably feel odd trying to offer at this point another counter to them. Yeah, I think it's possible to do that, but I feel like when we told the council that the rate that we were getting for this, they were pleased. They seemed like this 7,000 for this service, well, I think was less than what they were paying for their search. So they were pleased with this amount. We just haven't been back to them to get it for a full vote. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, it's, however, we are underspending. We're not in a hurt locker in that regard, and that wouldn't be the reason. I'm thinking in terms of business practice. I wouldn't want to a company that is in good faith, cut in half because they would normally offer all these other services. And I described our situation. They cut it in half, and I feel that was a good negotiating. tool or action. Okay, I would maybe want to do that on the next thing we do, uh, not with these folks. Well, okay, it's, to me, it's a principle. I've been a purchasing agent at uh, a major corporation. And when you go into negotiations and you get it down to a certain price, and then you start establishing the business relationship with them, and then they don't actually, when you see that first offer letter, it was back in March. You know, they still honored the first offer that they made to cut it down to 7. I would feel it ill at ease going back to them and saying, we want you to go down to match this other company. In fact, it's a practice that we just didn't do as purchasing professionals in our firm, to say, this other company offered us this, can you match that? I'm in business, and I can tell you that. Oh, Mrs. Brown, you're out of order. You're out of order.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
So, yes.
I move that we retain the services of the Claire Career Professionals.
Is there a second? Don't irritate it. I just did. You didn't.
He did.
You didn't see the side punch I did. It was.
I'll second.
Oh, turn your mic on.
Second.
Okay.
I love you, Dr. Brown.
Is it, all right, so it's been properly moved and seconded that we get the services of Clear Career Professionals for our executive director search. All in favor, say aye. Oh,
We
okay.
already had the discussion.
Is there any discussion? You're right. Is there any discussion? Okay, noted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay.
If it goes to council, then
Well, the thing is that we don't have a majority, so the motion does not pass.
What do you mean you don't have a majority?
We need we need 4 people.
You got 4 people that gave you your quorum, so 3 out of 4 is your majority.
Could I get your opinion on that, attorney? I mean, we have a,
quorum to vote. For the vote to succeed.
right, that's my point. Right.
And there's something wrong.
Oh. Dr. Brown, you had comments? Yeah.
May I just, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
for the purpose of convening the meeting, a simple majority of the appointed number of directors serving on the board, either in person or conference, telephone conference, constitute the quorum. for the purpose of transacting the business of the corporation at any meeting, a simple majority of the appointed directors shall constitute a quorum. If there is insufficient number of directors present to convene the meeting, the presiding officer shall adjourn. That's that. Voting for actions. Directors must be present in order to vote. Board of directors, in the event the director is aware. Okay, so this authority is with this quorum.
What,
You have a majority of your quorum. You have 7 members on the board.
Right, but only 3 are voting.
But no, 4, because
We have 3.
of all the board
but
members?
abstentions are not counted in the vote.
We have to have 4 for a major.
No, because I'm saying if you were, we're gonna go, if they were talking about calling somebody on the phone. You can't call the person. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and to take action,
Like in State House, like they don't have to be present.
Yes.
But that was kind of similar to that.
Yeah. It said they could be in person and shall constitute the quorum. No.
yeah. Let's progress. The motion does not pass. Okay,
But then,
but we'll,
then you're gonna be, then this board is landlocked. This board is landlocked for making actions. If you're saying that you have a quorum is a majority, whether the person votes yes or no, the majority of the people voted yes.
the majority here, but it
Yes.
takes 4 for action to pass.
You have
That's
4.
correct.
No.
That's what the lawyer just said.
Listen, I am one of the few. If I'm correct. I understand our bylaws and the Open Meetings Act is to be. Votes. So, for, must have 4.
Correct.
And 1 abstain. Items, what we options we have.
Yeah, Dr. Brown, is there anything that we can do to cure your unreadiness and abstention?
Well, we can call and make a telephone call.
No, we can't.
Not according to this.
A vote must be present. That is, while we trust the phone number that we're calling, we can't verify that that's our board member on.
It's gotta be like virtual, like Zoom or something like that?
Well, if they were, okay, so this is one of the items that I was gonna discuss in our Texas Open Meetings Act that we didn't get a chance to go over, that it gave clarification on video conference participation. You have to be able to see them. That's why the city council has like Mike James on it, and you have to see his face to make sure it's him. And, yeah.
The light. Although he or she is part of a quorum,
Yeah.
able to vote. And then more than happy to
Yeah.
back up that stand.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I do think they can vote. However, I did read on the four needed for a majority to pass things. We could still meet, but we still needed four no matter what. Yeah. You know, so, okay, let's keep moving. That motion, well, it just didn't pass. We could get it on the next agenda. Yeah, get on agenda. For right now, it doesn't pass. It doesn't pass. That's fine. Okay, 3 is discussing consideration of possible action to compare job posting for executive director and EDC bylaws. Dr. Brown, you have the floor. Okay. 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 So on this action is just discussion. We just discussed it. We can move forward from that, right? Number 4. Well, I think our minutes will just capture that we discussed it, and we're not taking action. I don't think we have to, unless we do. Go ahead. The bylaws. That's a good motion. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Discussion? Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded that the posting for the executive director be made consistent with what's in the EDC bylaws. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries.
The updated bylaws, right? Got that right.
Yeah. 4, discussion consideration of possible action on rental agreement for shared office space with the city.
Unless I know more.
Why don't you start it, because I'll look for that.
Okay, well, we have opportunity, I believe in City Hall, they've been discussing temporary office space for
Bring
their
that closer to you.
expansion efforts. So I think, and we also looked at what it possibly would cost us. It'd be less than what was budgeted, less than that $1,500 a month. So anything less than that $1,500 would be a great addition for us, a place to work. And we'll also have to set up, I guess, a memorandum of understanding into how we probably divide that office space, how it's going to be used, and and also I think we don't, like you say, the storage facility. It allows us a place to store our documents and files.
Okay. I don't. You have the amount. Can you remember that, or let me look for that email real quick.
Say we spend $2,400 a year on storage. That was in the budget, right?
Yeah, we had storage. We had.
Would this completely eliminate that expense?
Yeah, it should.
What do with the budget? That's right there. Yeah, so it's in accordance with the $18,000 a year for office space as well as storage fees. It would, I mean, I'm not really combining them, but we'd be able to move our file cabinets into our new office. So was this an expense before we lost the office space at,
What, the city?
at Victorious Believers? The church office? Yeah. Okay. Storage and office? We're not, that's what I'm saying. It eliminates that expense. It's $2,400 in the budget for storage, yeah. For storage of records. But if we have an office and we, obviously, a memorandum of understanding between the city on our offices versus theirs and the sorts. Yeah, I don't, how does that work on janitorial in a temporary space? You still need the same janitorial services, but and it does have a bathroom in there. I think the temporary space does have bathrooms, so janitorial would be still in there, 2,400
We would be splitting our budgeted
with that,
with
yeah.
the city, so should be lower than what's shown there.
Ideally, yes, sir.
Unless we
And
woefully
utilities, yeah,
underestimate it.
utilities as well. So rent, utilities, janitorial, storage. That's two separate items, janitorial and storage. That's in there, 6,000 for utilities, 2,400 for storage, 2,400 for janitorial, and 18,000 for office rent.
Okay, so here's one of the quotes for the modular building.
Can you zoom in, please, on the numbers?
Say again? We blow it up?
Blow it up, please. Yeah, there you go. Dr. Brown, can you see that clearly?
All right, so,
Yeah, they didn't see, you didn't change nothing?
all right, so we have, this is a 24
This is the smaller option.
smaller one, okay. 24 by 64. Go to bottom line on this. This is a lease space, it's not a purchase, and the lease is for, this says 13 months. Okay, so the total charges for the smaller office is $2,041 a month. You know, so we're splitting that with the city. Now, the larger version,
And I'll even say, if you can kind of scroll, that's a bigger number than if you scroll up a little bit. And some of those optional items like mats and so other stuff that we'll be able to get on our own. It's a month. Yeah, they charge for like outdoor mats per month. Let me scroll up a little bit. See, floor mats optional, 4 of them, $7 a month, $28. So if we don't include, we don't need internet service. We still have that from the city hall. The steps we might need, I think that's the steps that go up there. But yeah, like 28, we can take $28 a month off of times 12 times however long we end up doing this deal. That ended up being a couple $100. Just out west of City Hall. I think,
There was
pretty sure.
one-
I don't know.
one was out here where potentially the police station might go, and the other one is over here, this parking lot, or maybe behind the fence. So it's kind of around here-ish. It's a modular building, yeah, modular building. Set it up, 13 months. To say it gets extended is 2 years, you know, but it's
Yeah.
and it gives us the receiving place that we need. Right now, I operate virtually. So does Ms. Haddon. We're all operating virtually, and it's just better for us at this critical moment in time as people need to come in. I mean, these developers want to come in, and we're always challenged with space in here. We
Yeah.
still have the university to offer spaces, but we
Yeah.
need a place.
Yeah, and being next to City Hall is a huge
Yes.
plus as well, just to be able to walk over and talk to
look at
Mr.
the
Carl
yellow.
Jones or the mayor or council members about, things that we need.
This should be the bigger one. There's a bigger one.
So it's 24 by 26 versus, I think this is 36 by 56.
56,
Yeah, so this one ends up coming with, and do you still have the 3D thingy as well? There was a 3D image, I believe, that was shared with us. And it has the larger one, okay, the smaller one has 2 offices on each side and then a cubicle area in the middle, and the larger one has 3 offices on each side, so 6 offices total with the cubicle area in the middle. Both have 2 bathrooms, and I think both have 2 doors.
So this one's closer to 3,000 per month, and then again with EDC expectation as we would pay half of this. There'd be some other fees just to get it on the site, but yeah, all within reason. And this right here is about spot on with what we predicted for an office. Not to mention that we haven't been spending this, so this, again, it's these tax revenues coming from citizens are not being spent nor invested in this type of place. Dr. Brown, you have the floor. I don't think it's furnished.
Yeah,
Yeah, we already have one. Yeah, and so, yeah, yeah. So it's a big rectangle, like a shoebox.
there's a cubicle area in the middle.
And then the middle of that middle third is empty space. 1/3 is split into 3 offices, and the other third split into 3 offices. Then you have room at the end of the middle part for a couple of bathrooms. That's it in essence. Yeah, if you can find it. Our meetings will, I envision our meetings being here. There was I was approached about what the offices should be, and I'm thinking that we have a flex office up front. The flex office will be optional use for any of us that come there and need to do something there. And it also would have like our EDC pamphlets and other handouts and things that I see when I go into other EDCs. The next office could be the executive director or the admin, and the last one can be the admin or executive director. So the permanent offices would be the executive director and the administrative assistant. The flex office is there for flexibility. Want to have a meeting? That's in the big middle area. Yeah. Flex office. I think our meetings should still be in here, but we'll see how much space that gives us.
There's not going to be enough
Because-
space to host a public forum.
That meeting space, when I look at other EDCs, they are having their meetings in smaller spaces. And we'll see, we maybe experiment, but in the time that we pay for half of the sound system improvements in this facility, we did talk about this being the place for us to still have our public-facing meetings for, until we come up with something else as a city, as an EDC. It's not furnished, but I think we can afford to get the furnished, so we need to vote on that.
I
You're
think
right.
it's a part of the rental agreement because
Really?
the picture that I just sent you, and it's gonna be an extra expense, but you can rent furniture from this corporation as well. They're able to provide full service solutions. So I mean, you saw what it was for a mat. If we were to rent furniture, I mean, of course, if we were to buy furniture, it'd be an even bigger expense. But the rent would to rent the furniture would definitely raise the rent cost from what it is now. That's what it looks like right there. That's the exact replica. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. $34,000. Yeah.
Well, okay, so we really can vote on what we want for furniture. Seriously, we can vote that, we get that in front of council, and if we're voting for our furniture needs, we can vote on that. Right. It's not in the budget, but we can vote on that. We can vote on that and get it in front of city council. We have that power. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the budget is guidance. The reality changes. We got to adjust for the new realities that come down the pike.
For sure.
Okay.
My question
Frederick?
is,
Yes.
with the decision you make for EDC, has it been, is there an agreement with city for them to do this based on what we say, or
Well,
we're gonna go?
what we need to do, this is like us vetting the initial idea.
Okay.
And then we need to get back to the city and say, the EDC, what did it say?
I think based on their
The
past.
action would, let me finish it. So the action would be to, the EDC has looked at this, and the city council has looked at it previously. They want to know if the EDC has looked at this. We want to be able to say, if this board, this body agrees that we've looked at these options and we would like to proceed with the development of the plans, whether it's to this one or to the smaller ones.
Okay.
It might be iterative where it bounces back to us and say, okay, now we want to go to the bigger one, or we want to go to the smaller one. Okay, EDC, what do y'all think? Since we are a corporation and we have the ability to, make quasi-independent decisions on that.
Yeah. Based on just watching the past council meetings, they've always discussed it, but Councilmember Williams specifically was like, what is EDC
Exactly.
doing? And so,
What?
yeah, she wants to hear back from us on what actions we like to take and how much we're willing to spend before they even make any kind of decision at all. So
Right.
if we just willing to pay for half or whatever, I think that's a pretty solid decision as well. I mean, of course we would like specifics, but still, I don't, go ahead.
Oh, your mic. I'm sorry.
All sit down.
Businesses get it for our purposes and then rent them.
Oh, that worked too.
Yeah.
They get it from us, yeah. And we pay for the whole thing?
And as an EDC, we can rent the city.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of further discussions on the how it's done.
Yeah.
I think, and that's good. So that's an option of how it's done. Right now, we just trying to talk about
Are we
what
willing?
is
Yeah.
possible, what is possible, so we can further the discussions, and maybe we form our subcommittee that is working this issue.
And if we end up being a more aggressive party, we definitely could be like, hey, we'll take it and rent you your half, versus,
Yeah.
you
If for some reason they if they're hung up on one thing or another, but it looks like something that the city's interested in. We've had it in our budget to get into a space since this budget was approved, and we just never had, because we never had the executive director, and most of the time we haven't had a quorum, so now we have a quorum, and we have the ability to act on something like this. I think, I'd recommend we do it, so.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I shouldn't say stuff like that, but I'll say, I will entertain a motion on this item.
I was about to say, and then one more thing, I guess, to Dr. Brown and her previous experience, I'd like to say, I think, back when we were in the office over there, it was the EDC functioned tremendously better, and we all had a meeting space right next to it, and run over, go grab something out the file cabinet, come back. I remember just as an intern, when I came in, it was a little bit disheveled. We had the office space, we got it going, got the agreement going, and then tremendous improvements happened almost overnight.
And we had a separate room, like when we get ready to go into executive session.
Yes.
We had a separate
Yeah.
room for that.
Yeah, and when I visited, when I look at Waller's EDC office, I look at Sealy's, they are in smaller spaces. Because the number of outside people that attend are typically about like this. It might be anywhere from 4 to 5 people, and so it's possible to have it over there. We'll see, because you look at this. What is that? Doesn't look like that looks like
Yeah,
cubicles.
those are
but
cubicles, yeah.
say if
That's
that's empty.
yeah,
We
that's-
had a big big
Yeah.
folding tables, or however you want to do it, so we can have flexible space, then, you know, it's whatever you want to do.
Am I missing something, or are the dimensions of those rooms on there?
Not necessarily, but that wall is 36 and that top wall is 56.
36 here and
So how do you
56
know how
there.
big the room is, the middle?
I have no idea.
It's generally it looks like about a fourth of the building. 1/4,
Well, that's a third, yeah.
it's a fourth. Well, I said a third, but when you look at it, it looks like that can double over right here. So it looks like a
Oh,
fourth,
yeah.
2/4, and a fourth. And then you got the bathrooms right here.
You're saying that's 36, that's a 9-foot,
That top wall, 56.
Yeah, this is,
wall's 56.
yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way I see it.
14, that's 14 feet each?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, each
'Cause
one
that's-
looks like 14 by 14.
Yeah, and like a master bedroom is about that size, you know,
And then
so,
36 divided by 3.
yeah,
It's-
it's a good size.
Yeah.
Dr. Brown,
I think it would be prudent for us, a couple of us, to go and physically look and measure that before we make a firm commitment.
well, I don't think we're making a firm commitment, and I like that, because they haven't gone to the next step of really designing it. So I think,
They don't have a model.
I don't, the reps have not spoken to us
Yeah.
yet, put it that way. I don't know if you've been around. So the next phase was supposed to be them coming in, and then
Talking to both
they
of
talk
us.
to the combined group. I'm talking generally how it could work. They come and talk to us, and maybe if they say, hey, we want to go visit someplace where this stands already, then yeah, that's a possibility also. Maybe that their showroom, they have something like that. Most places would.
Yeah.
So right now, I think our motion maybe needs to be a higher order motion to just
would be
enter into the
reasonable.
discussions with the city
Okay.
in a positive way on forward movement on the, this office space.
What I'm saying, Mr. President, what are we going to discuss with them if we haven't even seen this? Once we see it and get an idea of the space, then we can have a realistic type of discussion with them. But right now, we're just going by this without,
I think they need
Well-
to see, we need to take something back to the next meeting so they can say the EDC has discussed this, they've considered these two options, and they are showing willingness to enter into a MOU or rental agreement or whatever to share this office space.
Can someone, well,
Well,
I don't know if we have a motion, if it's gonna fail.
Well, if
again.
do you feel like you would abstain from this, Dr. Brown?
I was
I'm
like,
not comfortable with making decisions
I hear you.
without a lot of information.
We not-
When
it's-
I'm making a decision, I have to have information. Otherwise, every time I make a decision without pertinent information, it ends up to be the wrong darn decision. And
I hear you, but we're not really
That's
taking
just
action
a-
on
that's just
doing
a-
it. We're willing to enter in discussions with the city and the city council on,
I think we're
willing to play ball.
Is there a motion that you would be comfortable with?
We should see this go to the next level.
Is there some motion that says, is there a motion that you would be comfortable with as it relates to this issue?
motion should be that we get all the pertinent information. Then we go into negotiation with the city about how we're gonna split the cost.
I disagree with that. I think the next step would be us voting on willingness to go into getting the rest of the information with the city. We can vote on that.
That's just what I said, but you can't get the information to the city if you don't have the information.
Well, can you make a motion?
Before you can get the information to the city, you have to have that information. When you make a proposal to the city about, this is what we expect from you and this is what we're gonna do, we need to have something concrete.
Can we say that we are going to enter in discussions and gather additional information as relates to an office space, combined space for the city and the EDC, to include the scope, the location, and the
And a
size?
physical inspection.
Can you make the motion?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I can make a motion. In this
Dr.
body,
Brown would vote on
no,
it if she
I
made
can
it.
make a motion as in this body, not as if I was doing the other thing, but, okay, so I move that we enter into discussions with the city on pricing, location, and size, and other details as it relates to the proposed office space. Well,
They don't have, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
include that. I'll include that. They might
Have
say-
models.
They may have done one for the city of Magnolia and say, "Hey, go there, look at it." I mean, so so that's reasonable,
Nah.
and it's gonna get the vote over the fence. So let's do that. It's gonna get the vote over the fence.
Dr.
So
Brown, we need
let's
office space.
I'll add that piece. I think, okay, whatever I said, plus a physical inspection.
Are you
there
gonna go to the
second?
physical inspection, Dr. Brown?
Oh, I'm sorry, there's a motion to the floor, is there a
ahead.
second?
Second. But,
Is
Dr. Brown, do
discussion.
we have your word?
Oh, yeah, is there any unreadiness? Okay. It's been properly moved and seconded that we enter in discussions with the city concerning pricing, location, the overall scope, and physical inspection of proposed
like
office
that.
space. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
Dr. Brown, you just made me so proud. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna go get some Spring Creek barbecue.
Okay. Discussion consideration, number 5, discussion consideration and possible action on strategic planning retreat. Dates. Okay, so some dates that, let me tell you the scope of this so far, okay? So we have a responsibility to update strategic plan. There's other plans that relate to that. There's an old strategic plan from 2011. That's the one that we have on our website now. There's also a livable center study that was completed in 2024. There is supposedly a capital improvements plan that I spoke with Mr. Carl Jones to try to get that. He's looking for that. He said maybe it's like a 20-year plan. Maybe they update it, but he doesn't have it right now, and he's looking for it. So, and there was discussion that I had recently with Teeks. Colin gave me the contact there, and I spoke with Teeks, and I described our situation. They did our last strategic plan, and Teeks also did the Waller County strategic plan.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a really good product. And after I reread ours and better understood the scope of strategic plans in municipalities, I think ours is a reasonably good product as well. And there's things in there that we could still move on, but they're all very old. They're all very old, except the Livable Center plan is still relatively new. So I talked to the lady in Teeks and said, can we take some of the good things that are in the Livable Center plan, because you take the entire city and you kind of carve out a one mile by 1 mile box in the middle, and that's the scope of that plan. And she said, yeah, I showed it to her, and I said, yeah, there is some good things here. So they're doing a gap analysis right now. The gap of what it takes for us to get to navigate our strategic planning process without redoing things that are still current. And she's going to get back with me on that. But for us, I wanted to have Teeks involved with the plan. I wanted to have some other people that we have engaged with part of a retreat. And so some dates that we looked at are the weekend of August. Happen to have those dates, Miss? Yeah. Seven through eight, and the second one is 14 through 15. Those are Fridays and Saturdays. And I was thinking we'd have this retreat. We'd, with these dates, we could proceed with planning for the retreat. And it all kind of fits. It's iteratively because the city is planning a retreat in July in about 3 weeks. Then the next item on this is a joint EDC City Council meeting, and that's being proposed for, I think, the 27th of July. So we get feedback from that, and then we'd have our retreat. And we have the ability, with feedback from the city, to go into a true strategic planning session that's considering the needs and the wants of the city. And it still has to be fleshed out. But for right now, I'd like to just see what dates make sense for us to have this session. And I am proposing the 7 and 8 August or 14 to 15 August. Yes, Dr. Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we have a retreat, EDC retreat on the 14th and 15th of August. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye. All aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Number 6, discussion, consideration, possible action on EDC City Council joint workshop dates. Okay, so EDCs and cities having joint workshops was deemed a best practice out of one of these conferences I went to in November. And they basically meet like every quarter, and they talk through things like we talked earlier today. It's a workshop, so you're not voting on things just yet, but you are comparing information. And it does address something that we really didn't do enough of, if at all, on the last board. Then we had some, city council members on the board, but there's things like, water, wastewater, what's the status of this, what's the direction, what's the preferences. There was not a whole lot of that going on. So I felt a little bit, we exist, we're a corporation, but we should be going in some direction as it relates to what the citizens and the cities want, not just what we dream up, So it's an opportunity to get that collaboration going. So the date proposed is the second city council meeting in July, and I think it's the 27th, Ms. Hatton, okay. It's the second city council in July, and it would be like the hour before that city council meeting. We may need, okay, if we need longer than an hour. I think the first one is just.
Go through an hour today in a workshop.
Yeah, just trying to make sure we had copies. Yeah. But, Dr. Brown, I think you had your hand in the air.
Yeah, well, I was
27th.
Still
Is there a
discuss.
second? Oh, good, I guess.
I'll
we need-
discuss. Yeah, I just wanted.
Yeah, go ahead,
Dr.
discuss.
Brown was instrumental, and of course, Director Roberts and Director Singleton at the time, but did the same thing that first go around when they were on the board and having quarterly meetings. So I don't know where we fell off at, but yes, need that.
Yeah.
Instrumental.
Okay.
So second.
Okay, discussion?
Why you laugh?
Any additional discussion? Okay, it's been
Are we
prop,
setting dates for the quarterly, or are we just agreeing to quarterly?
well, we set a date for the initial one. Yeah,
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're just agreeing to quarterly dates, quarterly meetings.
you got to head out? Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, the invoice. Oh, you mean the check? Yeah, I have it.
Hey, I was in City Hall doing the same thing earlier. I understand. I'm per diem.
Record, where I have everyone. In our closed committee meeting. Is first to the board.
All right, so do we need a confidentiality as a part of her
Well,
Well,
employment?
that's part of it.
As a,
Either a confidentiality agreement in place, or we just,
okay, okay. Okay.
with an absent individual.
All added during COVID, right?
Constitution and even some decisions made.
We adjourn.
I'm not following, I'm not looking at it, read.
No. Like it's not distributed to the public.
Since we are forward.
Moving on to item number 7, discussion. Okay.
If we don't get to it, we don't get
Yeah,
to it.
okay. Um, Okay. But,
No, let's go. Keep concerning yourself with it to handle.
Yeah.
yeah, we're learning, and we're also going to, try to, we also know we're volunteers, none of us getting paid, and we have other responsibilities, so we have to balance that with, the scope of the meetings and things like that, so we're get better. Okay. Noted. Noted. Next,
I'd like to say something.
yes.
Proper procedures required that some of these items become consent agenda items. I go to Waller County Commissioners Court meeting, they have 50 items on the agenda. The agenda is distributed 2 weeks before the bloody meeting. Discussions are made, people know what they're supposed to do. So when they come to the meeting, it's a consent agenda. They don't go through every item. And so that's something we need to work on when we talk
Okay.
about our retreat.
Yeah, we'll get our retreat. And we have the gray matter to do a lot of enhancements here and history. All right, let's go to item number 7, discussion, consideration, and possible action on development of campground and outdoor hospitality amenities within the city. Director Johnson.
All right. So I brought this up just because there's really no action, but I was vehemently opposed against having this into the report. So this is just discuss. I want all the board members to just discuss on something like this, what the potential, what the future of Prairie View could look like, having items and amenities like this that kind of give nature to our rural character, the opportunities to learn outdoor skills, fish, hike, camp, and do all of those sorts of things, and increase the quality of life for our citizens and the attraction to our town. So these are things, this is something that I've seen successful in many rural cities. One is a city that's close to my hometown, or well, I did live there for a second, but town of Flower Mound, in a more rural part and near the water, they have glamping type sites. So they also rent them out as, glamping is kind of like upscale camping. So the building of cabins and owning and operating cabins, the city owning and operating cabins, and being able to gain rental income and provide opportunities to get outside and just diversify life and just to share experiences. And so, of course, the rental age would be like 18. You wouldn't be able to rent it unless you were 18 or 20 or 21. And we'll have an agreement, an ironclad agreement for, it's not going to be individually, but it's going to be on a website. You know, you go in there, you book it, you follow the agreement, you agree, you be able to show up, check yourself in. And so things like this, these things end up being built for, I think, around probably about 10 or 15,000 a pop, and end up bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, depending on the success. And so this is really an opportunity for us to develop something nice for the town to have, for citizens to use, and also citizens outside the town as they're traveling through and going down 290, and they might have to stop somewhere for a night. So not only would it have campsites, it'd have RV spots, primitive camping as well, so you can set up a tent as well as the glamp site. So it'll be different price points and different opportunities. Just something I wanted to discuss.
So, Colin has spoken to me about these before. What's attractive about them is that it's a potentially temporary thing. I mean, you talk about land use. I don't think we have a lot of land, but yeah, it's something. It is something that. Let me get that out of the way. It's something that that can be considered. Now, I think it ought to be considered in the context of other options for the use of that land. So I think this is a good item to discuss, at the retreat, along with like where it could be. And when you mention the RVs, a lot of RVs show up in Prairie View during homecoming, and with this winter football team, there might be other opportunities for that as well. So.
So this is.
I'm not.
Go ahead. Keep
Go
going.
ahead.
You good?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So this is the town of Flower Mound. This is just one of the examples. So this cabin actually has 2 stories to it, I believe. And so look at that nightly rate, $160. And they have 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 of those. And they have another design, also starting at $160. Also, this is all town owned. And you don't need, we could start with like a little 5 or 10 acre site and build actually a good number of these. And so they have rules: check in at 3, check out at 11 a.m., treated just like a hotel, must be 21 or older to rent, nightly minimums. You know, and you can, and it has the fluctuation pricing. So maybe during the holiday weekend, it's a little bit more expensive, or a little dead zone is a little less expensive, but it has full amenities. And so this just increases the quality of life for local residents and the residents surrounding, because you don't have to be a citizen of the town to rent these, I guess, in this town. But maybe we can offer discounts for PV citizens and then higher rates for outside citizens, just to kind of recoup that cost and make it beneficial for citizens, as they are already paying taxes and into a bunch of other things in the town. So this just could be nice for them. And then, of course, discounts available for active military and seniors and such. So you can really run this as you wish. And of course, this is where they kind of do it at, outside the Lake Grapevine. So you don't need much land, but something that increases quality of life for citizens. And I had something else I was about to say, but I literally just forgot. Yes, Dr. Brown. I can understand that, but and if you go to the comptroller's website under type 4B, these are also projects that we can consider as parks in consideration.
Well, I'll say initiatives come from a variety of places. As long as they work their way to the right place that needs to be involved in the consideration of that idea. Parks and Rec, by their title and their assumed mission, would have a significant involvement with this. So would our police for security. So would the city council. So would us. And this is not a business plan, so business plan for this would answer those types of questions. And in the development of that plan, if it makes it past all the stop gaps, or steps, it would work its way to the right people. At least that's what I believe.
Second.
Any discussion? Well, it's been properly moved and seconded that
to
this
to
item
present this to
be-
Parks and, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
To,
I think is it Mike James?
I don't know if that's the
Is it
stat.
Mike
I don't know.
James or is it?
I still second. I still agree.
Okay, in discussion? It's been properly moved and seconded that item number 7 concerning the campground and outdoor hospitality amenities be presented to the Parks and Rec Committee. All in favor, say aye.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded that Director Colin Johnson get with Parks and Rec and have this added to their agenda for consideration. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, majority, it passes.
And if it don't go nowhere, I'm bringing it right back. All right.
Number 8, discussion and consideration and possible action on different ways to increase restaurant and food options within the city.
Man, you want to start that? Kick it off.
Okay, I'll start with the part that we were working on our last board. We have these city grants and our loans, and that's one of the things I'm going to ask Colin to look at with his background on our either grant/loan program and the wording of that on our website or the overall program. But we had it on our agenda for 4 entities to get it's like $10,000 grants for them to get going, and it relates to the food truck, the food park that we have are existing. It's not completely developed, outfitted yet. Across from I'll say east of the subway, behind the subway, Thompson Road and Owens Road, that place. It says bus stop in front of one of those things. So Emory Davis, Director Emory Davis was working, trying to get, I think, the electrical or the connections going with that. And we had it on our agenda, but we never, I think in March was the last time, but we never could really get the either wording right for that, or we couldn't get a quorum to vote on it. So that's where that is. So, and that's kind of the quick win we need. And we need some food options for these students and for us. I mean, I'd go there and I'd be in line. I'm like, what do you have up there? Barbecue, fried rice, whatever it is, just, we need these food options, and not be a food desert for significantly long. So there's some short-term things that we can do. That's that piece that I was thinking about on this. Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, just to piggyback off everything President said was, I agree right there. And then we leave the city and we go to Hempstead and Waller to get food, and so anything we can do. I know we do have I think there are some restaurateurs that own lots in the city. So anything we can do to kind of increase communication with them, to incentivize them. Restaurateurs that own land. That's all I said. I didn't say who.
You said restaurateurs that own land.
There's a very,
Yeah,
very notable person that owns land right there next to the house that we were just talking about, and they have, I think, a chain of some burger restaurants that would be very good.
Well,
I can really spill. I mean, it's not confidential, but
yeah,
scared away.
yeah.
I'll talk to you afterwards. I'll talk to you first.
Well, we have a session to discuss real estate, so let's hold it for then.
Okay, but there's things that we can do to kind of increase communication and efforts to kind of maybe increase their confidence to invest in the city. And so anything we can do, kind of incentive items that we can kind of offer, or grants, loans, different ways, different strategies, different methods, I'm all for it. Dr. Roberts? Or Dr. Just to put all our brains together and what not quick food win for the sake of a win, but what can we deliver that's going to, by the end of the summer or potentially by fall semester, as a certifiable food option. Maybe we can get somebody to move into the Checkers. We got the new PV links now, what they call it, PV Crossing. I ain't trying to call it that, but PV Crossing, they're trying to lease out those spots. So since they've already been built, now we can provide the incentives to a restaurant to kind of move in. Yeah, move in there, or lease abatement or some kind of things. I didn't have anything particular in mind, other than just discuss strategies. I mean, if the conversation produced the action, something certifiable we
There's
can
no
do.
action we take.
We
I-
just kind of want to
yeah,
discuss. Yeah.
I think that this gets further examined in our strategy session.
Yeah.
Because when you look at livable center study, feedback in the back from people, there's priorities of things that people want, and restaurants is high on that list. So I think we discuss it at that time, or flesh it out. That's only like 6 weeks from now, so.
I got a motion for you. Since we do have those lease spots available at PV Crossing, I say we kind of move to do some sort of, not the bus stop. No, not the bus stop.
Next to Star,
The
Brown Center,
Starbucks,
the
the
Brown
Brown, the
Center.
Brown property we were just talking about. The rest of the lease spots, I think they're having not a hard time filling those, but it's being a little slower than thought. So maybe we can kind of come up to some real estate incentive for those leases for restaurants. 'Cause some of those are large enough for. They do, but we need food. We need food to eat, and
Well,
they have
there's
the real
food,
estate.
and yes, they need to do things for us, but our role is I think to help them get somebody in there, and actually see what, what is that place outfitted to do? Is it outfitted for restaurants, or is it
believe-
outfitted for?
We don't need that.
All food? It was all.
It's all eatery and.
I thought someone told me it was like a Verizon store.
Could be. It could
No,
be.
they weren't supposed to have any kind of.
Well, I mean, it was
Everything
open.
else
It's
supposed to-
open.
All the stuff is supposed to be eating.
It was
They
all.
talk about
Oh, it was
sports.
all food. Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Everything is at either sports bar, TV, whatever.
Cigar lounge, something. Yeah.
Who said that?
Developer.
I forgot the name of the gentleman who owned.
Okay. All right. Well, so now we know the realtor who is, we know the new people, so we can engage with them on their vision and see how we can help. Because it's probably the same thing they want.
Checkers, I'm sure, is an open lease now, so as well. So that's already fitted for a fast food restaurant. So maybe we need like a Cane's.
I'm sorry, what? I mean, what are you saying?
Capitalize on that at all.
What are you saying? Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We could even
The
look
number
to-
one thing that we need is to offer, okay, it's incentives to get them in here, but those guys will be paying taxes. They'll be paying taxes to our coffers,
budget.
and the students will have a place to eat, and us.
I get that. Yes. So
And-
okay, well, why don't we look at opportunity to develop something from scratch then? From scratch, we need somewhere to eat.
Panther, I'm sorry, Prairie View Crossing.
I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's look at opportunities to develop from scratch.
So-
And the food truck is a great opportunity. Are they going to do the same? I mean, what is Taqueria's Ruby's agreement?
Okay.
So they're at lunch on Monday. Yeah. Me and Officer Valencius.
So if you look at the screen, this is our website, and you can see this is University Drive. You
That's
click
all
here.
restaurant space, right?
Click here, and this is the guy right here. He is, now I spoke with him. Jacob Frenza. So it's one of,
No,
no,
he's
he's
just representing them.
the realtor. So,
He's the leasing.
so if one of y'all would engage with him, that would be great. I spoke with him, but I think, I think your background would be good to just talk with him and just feel him out on how can we help them get something in here? Will they donate about a case of water when we,
Because what if we actively, we're about to select the businesses, basically. They just own the real
they
estate.
sold it.
Yeah.
They sold it. I mean, they had,
Sold the building.
They had to have
yeah,
fallen through.
so
That was,
they didn't go through us to sell it. So, I mean, and it was just sold, poof, sold. I'm trying to find out what's going on, and they didn't go through us. And it's not necessarily, they don't have to go through us. So, we have new owners, and we should maybe interview the people before, if they're willing to talk to us. And,
and that's how we can really
yeah,
select
we
the
can
businesses
we
that
can
go
figure
over
out,
there.
like, hey, there was, y'all changed the name,
Because at the end of the day, they just own
why?
the real estate. They're still going to be collecting. They're just going to collect the rent from the enterprises that occupy the space.
Yeah.
Still have to operate their business day to day.
Yeah, exactly.
And pay taxes.
Yeah,
So
so,
it might be a CC's Pizza that goes their rent. So it's not necessarily
these
commercial
guys,
property owners.
yeah.
They just own the property and get their tax write off, and do what they do.
So Colin, you can talk to this
Yes, sir.
guy. Well, then maybe that's our action.
It's just
The short term is a follow-up with 281-413-69, I'm sorry, 6799.
Now maybe we'll sit down.
Yeah. Jacob,
Jacob,
Frenza. Yeah. It should.
ideally.
They should. They don't exist. In the meantime,
I'm here every day. On this day,
in the meantime, we are doing executive director's work. Okay. I'm sorry, that's forbidden. That's forbidden. Yep. And, yep, and some have gotten into that.
That's forbidden if you.
Now, discussion, okay, so what motion, I can make a motion. I'll make two motions, well, make it to combine. I move that we discuss restaurant and food options as part of our long-range strategy during that session. Additionally, to have Colin Johnson follow up with relevant leasing agents, because with relevant leasing agents concerning longer-term food options. Yeah, because there's also Checkers on here.
Yeah,
And,
you're
and,
right.
and
I need
there
the
might be
spaces.
somebody else thinking about that.
Yes, sir.
In fact, there's a space for lease that might be thinking about a restaurant on here too.
I think even then. It's right there next to always
They don't intend to do me anything.
they don't intend, but I'm pretty sure he
Okay.
came with a serious offer.
Right down the corner by the traffic light.
Subway.
the university.
It's the corner store, it's the Subway.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's at Overton University. He said Overton University.
sleepy.
I said happy, yeah, sleepy.
Call him
I
out.
said,
But
I
they
ain't,
have a restaurant there,
That's what he
that's
said.
the red top. No, that's the red top.
and then they got
Corner.
The empty corner is where,
Yeah.
It used to be, right?
Papa John's Pizza was.
Yeah, Papa John's. All right.
That's the space I was gonna recommend.
Here's another one. Here's another one. This University Drive. This is for lease. It's office retail suite. That's near,
that's
what is it?
Royalty Suites.
Purple, the Royal, yeah, Royal
Talking about
Suites.
Williams
Yeah,
property?
yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that
So-
Dr. Brown
so
right on that
this.
one. I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on.
this one,
Where's that?
that's, Royal Suites.
That's the upstairs.
Says
suite.
it says they
Royal
have,
Suites?
That's the upstairs.
it
right?
says two spaces are available.
African braids, yeah.
Two spaces are available, including a former braiding salon, and my deal for beauty office, boutique,
They don't have no
or
space
other
for
small business
parking and
offices.
stuff. That's the problem.
That
And that's
was
been
Yeah.
a
50
while
years.
back. That was a while back.
Yeah,
50 years.
all right. So did I vote on that? I made
Well,
a
no,
motion.
The motion didn't get, you didn't.
Was there a second?
I was gonna items for discussion. All we doing is talking about it. We can't do nothing.
You mean like
Show me about
number
the-
seven, 8, and 9?
About the restaurants?
Yeah.
About to put me on the job.
That's what I'm saying.
I can do that without this.
You know, these three items, what
Okay,
just talk about it. We talking
Yeah,
enough.
that's what the goal was.
The goal was to get action. We didn't get no action. Cause you have it right on, you say to take action. What action we gonna take?
You've not been making motions, Dr. Brown.
The action that we can take, from Roberts, I agree, the action that we take is we put
13. 14.
15 does not need to be considered anymore. I don't think it works like that. I think
17. Well, 17 is action is different. Well, actually, not tabling, you just transfer them.
No, that's not the spirit of it at all. There's definitely things we can do about all of these before the
How?
retreat.
In terms of action, what action can we take?
We could definitely talking about definitely get office spaces leased.
my motion.
Go ahead.
well, we already have taken care
Well,
of
we had
office
a
space.
motion that never went anywhere. We
But
never.
it died for like
No,
a second.
I was finna second it.
You did,
Well, y'all started talking.
you the one that started talking,
I
big bro.
started talking.
Okay, so I had a motion on number 8 to,
Wanted to make the motion. You have no motion.
I had a motion, actually, I rescind my motion.
Okay.
I rescind the motion, and it sounded like there was a broader motion to address several of these. Is there a second?
I second it.
Discussion? Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded that 8, 9, 10,
You abstain. I'm finna.
uh,
Let me do it.
13, hey, I'm gonna hit that gavel.
Hey.
All right.
I disagree with that.
Okay, hold on. Everybody listen up. It's been properly moved and seconded that 8, 9, 10, 13, and 14 be moved to the retreat.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The motion unanimously carries. Okay, let's go to item number 11. Okay. Discussion, consideration, possible action on city involvement in Prairie View's 150th celebration. Dr. Brown? Okay?
Okay, so is the Spirit working with the university?
I think so.
Works with
The
the
committee,
university?
Yeah, we go,
I'm on the committee.
For the university?
For the university, and I'm representing the church.
excellent. I like that.
The committee members can be anybody.
Oh, yeah, it can
Members
be
of the
anybody.
EDC.
Mhm.
But the community, they meet.
They have a community, they have a segment, Frank Jackson is with it. He's representing some parts.
The only thing I did want to mention before she goes off on that is August 27th.
I pretty much like a.
Why you don't sit up here?
What I'm saying is,
Yep, he can appoint him. I
Yeah.
can recommend he appoint.
That's a recommendation, so, yeah.
That's how that works.
what is the point?
He said he do it. He can't do it.
No, this is a suggestion that I'm making. He's already involved and he knows the calendar. Already involved with the church's involvement. Of what we should do or what we can do and, do that. He can get a couple other people. That's my suggestion.
Now,
2, 3 at least already. You said myself.
No problem. I get
also,
back to you.
on this item, also to mention that since there's this August 27th, is that the major event as it relates to this?
That's a major event they're trying to do for the campus.
Freshman
'Cause-
pinning in the morning.
well, no, it's not the 27th. They moved the
The
date.
21st.
Yeah, they moved the date.
21st, but they're doing it.
They moved the date. They moved our date to the 20th now.
They changed it?
I heard today they moved the bloody date to the 20th and not the 21st.
Okay, so the last.
Is it, what's it, the 21st and 22nd or 20th and 21st? Which one is the Friday?
Friday's the 21st.
That's the date they move it to.
Yeah, that was.
Because originally we had the 22nd.
PV 150
Yeah,
is
but
on
I'm
the
saying
21st.
originally it was the 22nd. You went on the board meeting that we discussed for the Alumni Association. But they caused us to switch our program to the 22nd. Then yesterday they made the decision it's going to be on the 21st.
Even the 21st.
I'm just telling you what they gave us in the leadership retreat we were working on. They weren't sure what they're going to do.
Also, I do just want to kind of raise awareness. Some of these end up, I think our way we end up supporting is
Tickets, yeah,
and then handing
distributing
them
it
out,
to people, yeah.
So I just want to kind of put that, there will
As
be.
long as it's on the
How much your tickets?
Well, particularly
Hold
for
on.
this thing, this ends up being in Houston, but
There's a play.
there's a play.
There's a play at the
At the Wortham
the
Center.
Wortham Theater.
Deer Purview.
Their
$30
purview.
a piece, and so if we want to end up supporting like that by community members, because I think the school is taking like 100 people.
Yeah, that's you taking this,
Okay, so.
giving them a
let-
cultural enrichment.
Let me.
I'm
let me
sorry,
do this.
the meeting's kind of deteriorating, so let's have one at
Let
a
me
time.
get the
You have the floor.
motion. I move that our president appoint Brother Roberts as the chairman over the committee to organize our involvement in the. Well, I understand that you want to be in charge.
I
but
want to be in
since he-
charge, but I went and did the meeting.
No, anyway,
Go ahead.
what is it a different, I mean, you're here, right, for the city involvement.
Can we do that
So
when we
he is saying-
discuss? Let me finish making my motion.
All right.
And then when he gets to the discussion part, we can have that discussion. So my motion is that appoint Director Roberts as chairman over the PVAM 150-year committee. And
I yield. I decline.
No, go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead. It really don't matter who the chair
I decline.
is.
Now he can be the
You know what I'm
chair.
saying? I
Second?
showed a little initiative.
No second?
guys, for a lack of second.
Ayes.
Now make another one
I'll
as chairman,
take
see
a-
what that do.
I'll take a motion for this.
Now, you don't make that.
I don't wanna make myself chair. I mean, but I moved to make a committee.
Well,
Is the
the-
proper way
they
to appoint
establish
a
your-
chairman now?
Maybe,
Yes,
yeah, maybe
establish a
just say
committee.
the committee, then I'll choose the
And then you
person.
can choose a chair.
Make a motion.
Move to establish a committee dedicated to the planning. City involvement in the 150.
That's an invalid motion. You just read
Points.
the committee.
Well, so.
He moved the establishment of the
Okay,
committee.
so the president has ability to appoint committees. And so maybe there's no action on this needed.
But you got to establish it
Just establish.
as a special committee.
Decide to
You
establish a
move to
committee.
establish the committee.
You move to establish a committee, and then you appoint whomever. Now, the
right.
fact that you use the city's involvement, that means that that chair is gonna have to deal with the city too.
Okay.
To make sure the city's engaged.
All right, I move that we establish, I move that, I don't have to move that I establish a committee. I'm just saying that the action is going to be, is that I'm going to establish a committee, appoint someone to lead that effort, and then they're to recruit a couple other people to work with them. So let it be written, so let it be done.
So let it be done.
There's no need to
Oh, there's no
second,
need.
yeah,
So
because
voted.
that's just something I'm gonna
So
do.
voted.
Just put it in the minutes, yeah, just note it. Yeah.
To
Now, and something else I want to mention on that, is that since we did do the banners for Juneteenth,
That's
we
part
didn't,
of that
we didn't do
committee's
the,
assignment
we
to do
didn't
the
do
banner.
the banners for, the 4th. This could be our first thing unless
That's part of
unless
that
there's something
engagement.
else that comes before this. But now we have the expertise to do it, and we have the ability to pay for it in time.
That's part of the charge to that committee. Next.
Number 12 is,
Did we
Disc-
vote on, I mean,
we don't have to vote on it.
he's just moving to make, I mean, he's just gonna make.
I noted what I'm gonna do as president, it's presidential action. Unless,
as action, the board has to approve it. It says, "The president may determine from time to time that other committees are necessary or appropriate to assist the board of directors, and shall designate, subject to board approval, the members of the respective committees."
On the committee, special, it come to
6.03.
6 point something.
okay,
I move the establishment of the committee by the president for the 150 celebration and engagement of the city and EDC.
Second.
discussion.
No, you have to.
Have to
put
restate
the
it?
members.
How many people need to be on this committee?
Wait a minute.
The president shall designate, subject to board approval, the members of the respective committees.
But you gotta establish the
Does
committee
he have
first.
to do that in meeting, or does he
No,
do
it
that?
doesn't say that.
Read the next one when it says appointing a committees.
No such committee shall have independent authority. It says, "The president may determine from time to time that other committees are necessary." That's
Yes.
other than these that are.
Yes, that's what I'm saying,
specified.
yeah,
Are necessary or appropriate to assist the board.
yes.
And shall designate, the president shall designate, subject to board approval, the members of the respective committees.
Yes. But my motion was to establish the committee first.
But that's
Well,
not,
If he has the authority to create the committee,
Okay, then at the next meeting, then I'll come up with the committee leadership and the folks for it. Let's table this. Do we have to? Yeah, that's one of our items is to select our next meeting date.
so number 11 is tabled?
yes.
Yeah,
By acclamation.
So do we have to make a motion? You say it's by acclamation?
I move for by acclamation.
Do you
Second.
need a second?
all right, discussion?
11 and.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we table item 11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I mean, I'm included in the ayes, okay. Number 12, discuss consideration possible action of city involvement in Purview A&M Labor Day Classic activities. Okay, I'll start this. Since Purview is going to be playing TSU on a Sunday in Purview on ESPN, and it'll be the only college game that day. There's great potential and potential upsides for us to get our name, image, and likeness out there.
Yes, sir.
And because of that, similar to the other one, we need to engage with the university on doing activities. One of the things could be, I know somebody needs to consider having like a church service since,
Ecumenical service.
yeah, the ecumenical service,
Where
all
the churches
faiths, yeah. And invite some of the large churches out of that service TSU and have them come down here, Wheeler Avenue.
We were discussing.
It's not what's long, it's
we're
like
talking
we
about ecumenical, where we bring all
additional.
people together, but the issue that, just a sideline, we talked about it, we've been discussing it, but the issue is you will only be able to do it if they allow the ecumenical service at the stadium, you do it once people arrive and then you do the service before the game.
And the other options are do it at the Baby Dome, do it somewhere else, but we just want to get into discussions and see if we can move the thought forward with the local churches that support Purview and with the churches that support TSU primarily, and they could have like this joint service before the game and then have ESPN cameras around showing that that's some activity that's going on.
You're not gonna be able to guarantee that the cameras will even focus on that. You can't guarantee that. And I've talked to the Prairie View Athletic Director. We can, at the stadium, they have
Right.
advertisers or sponsors, and they range. That is almost a guarantee that at some our banners. So that's almost.
That's one idea. And thank you for that. I'm thinking also that since I don't know how often these college games are played on these Sundays. So I think it's a big open field as far as thoughts and ideas and things that they might televise that they wouldn't otherwise. Like if there's another service either at the stadium or at the Baby Dome, and they usually have Sports Center like an hour or 2 hours before the game. They might even have cameras going around the university showing different things. And so we want, if there's this big church service going on and their cameras capture that, they might show it either live or they might show it later on at Sports Center when they do their updates later in the day. The point is that we do want that foot traffic. We want another draw to the city. Like if people, the first complaint was they're having that game when church is going on. It's like, okay, well, let's have church just before the game, and get about 20,000 people in here and go into the stadium and buying food and us, you know, reaping some benefit from that, have the food trucks and everything else that the upward spiral of economic activity that will happen because of that. That's just one idea, but there's other things that could happen as a result of this game being on Sunday, which is a unique opportunity. Yes, I'm sorry.
You can have the most elaborate plans to have church service. I don't know what you're gonna promise the people in Houston, get them to come down here and have church service, because you can't guarantee that ESPN ever cares about something like that. Matter of fact, they probably don't, because it has to do with religion and Christian religion, so it has a bias right there. But by purchasing a banner, talking to the athletic director, negotiating a price to have a banner, you might have one on each side of the field with the city, that not only will almost guarantee ESPN will capture it, but it's there for future, for a year or two, or however long you can
Yeah.
negotiate the time.
So,
That's almost guaranteed. This
Yeah.
idea that you're talking about the church service, chances are that's not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen if we do nothing about it, but,
That's
you know,
What,
so
what are you gonna do to ensure that ESPN will capture?
I'm not trying to ensure ESPN. I'm trying to
But
get
what are you
people.
gonna tell the churches to
I
have them
am,
come down?
no. I'm trying to get people onto the campus to Prairie View. That's the main
But I'm
thing.
saying, what are you gonna tell them? You gonna tell them, you gonna be on ESPN?
Huh?
No, okay, so,
Okay.
okay,
Do
before,
you-
like,
okay.
major, that's
So,
what they do. The
yeah, go
production
ahead.
team will go travel to a site before they get footage, just to get the B-roll.
Yeah.
Like, they'll go to a Friday night football game, get the football game, they'll go to town, they'll get people going to Waller County barbecue, they'll get the Buc-ee's, they'll
yeah.
get the surrounding scenery for the footage.
How do they get the list of places? They just don't randomly, arbitrarily pick places to go. They have a list of places that they're going to capture. How will you guarantee that your proposed idea about the church services will be on their list?
Okay, here's the thing. Let me take this because, and I'm gonna let Tremira, because she had her hand in the air, but we need to develop a list of activities. Church service could be among them, for these folks that are come to our city to be looking at or to go to make the city inviting. This to begin. It's what we should be doing as an EDC, economic activity, and our image. And so the banners is a good idea. If this committee that we form on this works with the university that may have a committee, because I don't know if it was sprung on them and they're trying to figure out what to do. We need to be working with them and the alumni that are also, what are we gonna do? Who's gonna be renting an RV? Who's gonna be doing all this stuff? Because it's outside of their normal planning that they do for Labor Day Classic. So I just think we just need to be in the mix, and either we create some ideas or we augment some ideas that are already out there. But there's not talking about it, I think, is probably the wrong path we need to be on. We need to be proactively engaged with some thoughts on that. I want Tremire to speak for just a moment. Oh, please turn on your mic. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? So, a few things. So I think with the 150th anniversary, going back to what everyone has said, I think some of the things that we need to focus on, one of the things we really want to get the EDC's name out there. So by doing that, every opportunity that we have, we need to have that impact. So we know that August 27th, I think it is, 21st, August 21st. So whatever the university is playing, make sure that whatever they're playing, if we have to have just bottles of water with EDC. The game is on that Sunday, so that Friday night, the National Alumni Association is having a reception. EDC need to be spotlighted, EDC need to be named several times. On that Saturday, it's the Dear Purview at the Wortham Theater. EDC has sponsored however many kids that you said, 10 kids. Let's give EDC applause for sponsoring some students from Prairie View or people from the community to come to the Worthing Theater. Then on game day, I think the religious aspect may be a little tricky, because I know a lot of people in the alumni chat and even with our Houston chapter, one is First Sunday and it's
Okay.
communion. And a
Okay.
lot of people will be going to their early morning service to
Right.
get to the game. By the time they get to the game, that's it for them. The band idea is great, but also what we can do with the EDC, the athletic department, they're trying to get rid of these tickets. They're
Yeah.
trying to sell the tickets. Reach out to the athletic department and say, hey, if we sponsor in the community 30 tickets, 40 tickets, make an announcement on the billboard where everybody can hear the EDC. Have them to put the EDC on the big jumbotron. And that way there's three multiple opportunities that the EDC's name is out there.
Okay, so, yeah, go ahead, Colin, you have the floor.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Are you sure? It was.
I can't see you.
You not sitting up here
I
with
can't
her, Dr.
see
Brown.
you.
I can't see.
What? Somebody talking? You know you got a point there.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, let me say, job of the EDC is to promote.
And that's item number 17. That's item number 17, by the way.
And we like to thank the city, say that they articulate that with,
Mm-hmm.
and like she was saying,
Yeah,
in terms of, so like I said, with the banner, and I talked to them about it, I've got.
Director Johnson.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I do want to say I think we're missing a bigger one here. Also, ESPN is a broadcast company. We could buy a commercial. That's something very easy, and we don't got to ask for permission. We just buy a commercial slot, get us a slot, get a marketing team. Yeah, just visit Prairie View is a campaign, or visit anywhere is a campaign that has thousands of commercials. You know what I mean? City of Dallas has commercials. Fort Worth, EDCs all across the country have commercials. That's something we could literally just go to ESPN. Hey,
Yeah.
we got commercial.
You know,
There's about five big things we could do.
yeah, let's look at the pricing on that. Let's have the committee.
Yeah,
that they
I don't think
form
it'd be even
look at that.
crazy either, because it'd be ESPN too.
But
It's
that's a
ESPN too.
one-time, that's a
That's good,
banner, it lasts
for
every
sure.
game, they announce who their sponsors are.
Okay, yes.
Get by an ad with,
Yeah, it's-
That doesn't.
It's not.
That doesn't
it's not
take away-
It's
that-
not an
it's
either
not-
or.
not really gonna be a lot of people watching it because of people.
No, we.
I hear you,
okay.
Dr. Brown, but again, it's not mutually
Across the
exclusive. You don't
nation.
have to just do one.
Yeah,
No,
it's.
but we're talking about being.
Okay, but then also,
most bang
as well,
for our
again,
bucks.
it was my point, please, but maybe mention to a few thousand people around in the town versus the 2 or 3 good times they show a commercial for hundreds of thousand people that are tuned in on the channel. I think that's going to be a broader audience.
Yeah, you know, there's a.
So
I
think
I don't
for
think
the-
you're calculating
I
it correctly.
think that for the long term, the banners stay up throughout the season.
And there's also
And the
times
next
that there's
year.
nobody at the
And-
stadium.
And throughout next year, every time they have a game in that stadium, they say, and we like to thank our sponsors.
I
the
think
city
that
of
would be a
Berkeley."
horrible use of money
we-
if that
we
was the
have
only
to-
thing that we did.
We have to.
I'm saying that's.
Okay,
the
hold
most
on. I'm
bang
gonna.
for the buck.
I disagree.
Look, I want us to I'll form a committee. We need to form a committee on this and just vet the ideas. I mean, I also think it's not an either or thing. I expect us to have 20 great ideas, and then we rank those ideas and pursue the ones that make the most sense for us. So I move that we form,
Is it
that I
same or
form.
separate?
What do you say?
Saying this is a separate committee, entirely separate.
It's around the same time. That committee can be part of this.
September, and one is the.
Well, is anyone aware, well, before this, is anyone aware if the university and it sounds like alumni are doing some things, does the university
Well,
have?
she also had a
some-
lot to say. Dr. Thomas Smith had a lot to say about Labor
About
Day
the-
Classic. Yeah,
She did.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
On that Friday, yeah.
You said the university?
The university sponsoring it. Yeah. That the Worthington University.
So could this 150th and Labor Day be the same person?
No, it's two different
It's
things.
two different things. This is
I know it's two
Friday and
different things.
Saturday downtown, and then
They're intertwined because the Deer Purview that's at the Wortham Theater is commemorating the 150th year of Purview A&M University.
Yeah. Dr. Brown,
You said that we would consider several things and choose.
I know I'm aware of my words.
Pardon?
I'm aware of my words.
Okay, I'm just repeating it because
Okay.
what criteria are you going to use to determine what makes the most sense?
The people on the,
Because what he's saying doesn't make sense to me. What I'm
That's-
saying
okay.
makes the most sense.
This
So
sounds
what
like-
criteria
okay.
are we going to use?
In brainstorming, one of the things you do is just, I know you're aware of brainstorming. You don't necessarily shoot down ideas when they're presented initially. I mean, you just let the ideas, write the ideas down. And one thing that we absolutely shouldn't do when we're brainstorming is just shooting the holes initially. There's time to be shooting the holes in the ideas, but it's not necessarily when it's first presented, I don't think. That's
No,
just,
what I'm asking you, I'm not talking about brainstorming ideas. You said, select the suggestions that
Right.
make the most sense. Okay, in terms of more bang for your money, what criteria are we gonna use? We have to have some
Okay,
kind
that-
of
that-
objective criteria to make a decision.
that
up with
is
that
what
during the
comes,
discussion.
that's committee action.
Yes, we'll come up with the committee.
That's,
in the
and
committee.
then
Supposed to tell the committee what
Yes.
I'm perfectly capable of giving a committee guidance.
Okay, so I understand that you're perfectly capable of giving guidance, but what I'm asking you is, as a group, as a body, as a board, decide what criteria, objective criteria, not somebody's thoughts, oh, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. What kind of objective criteria?
I don't think that's a thing we do at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm
Well,
serious. I
before
think we
move
form,
ahead, we should do it.
we won't be able to move ahead without your vote. So what will it take to get a committee going? Because I figure I could form a committee and we can give that committee some guidance so they could take some action. But I think this is a moving train. I think we need to
coming fast.
not do too much, analysis, or be paralyzed.
Paralyze ourselves.
Because of that, we need to be able to assume that the people that we put on the committee exercise some judgment in what they're thinking about and how they present it to us.
Well,
Say, develop the ideas, get back to us. Anything over 5K, we got to go back to the city council. There's a lot of freebies out there, but we don't know about them because we
Handle
haven't
this as-
researched.
If you handle number 11 and 12 as two different components,
Okay.
you can have up to 5,000 for both, for each one. If you combine them, you're just going to have one 5,000 limit.
We're
or
not
under
gonna-
5,000.
And that's
Right.
not true either, because we could vote to increase the amount that we're giving to them.
But
I mean,
You don't have to go through all that. You don't have to vote to increase it, because then you'd have to go back to city council and amend the budget and get approval from them. I'm saying if you handle it as two different, activities, you got two different $5,000 limits. So you got 10,000.
the budget
without
is
having to go back.
one aspect of the issue. I'm talking
It's
to,
like you all are being argument, it's not, y'all not even thinking. It's like you're just saying stuff to be argumentative.
Order, point of order, point of order.
No, point of order.
okay.
Mr. Chair.
Do we, yeah, Mr.
I think
Roberts.
you said you're gonna establish, we've voted, you're gonna establish a committee.
Yeah,
You
but
get the members, and in the meantime, I think that, Ms. Wade Simmons, gave us, some different ideas and angles that we can look at. How do you promote the city? And I think that's the charge to the committee. Whenever you decide what the committee, then you tell us.
yeah,
Those events, yes.
okay.
Because, I mean, I think it's easier to purchase the tickets, get the listing and all that stuff. I don't
Okay.
wanna make the decision for that.
If there's executive action that I could take on this,
We'll do it.
yeah. Because we won't have a quorum on anything on this, it sounds like, tonight. So,
Special meeting?
we can have special meeting, yeah.
We need a meeting next week.
All right, so on number 12, we'll just table this.
Yes, sir. We had good discussion, that was all.
How did we do it last time? Did we have to vote the table? Somebody have to move? Yeah, okay, somebody,
The table is to future consideration.
all right. I move to table this, number 12, until we have a special meeting, our next opportunity.
Yes, sir. Second.
Discussion. So probably moving seconded that number 12 be tabled until we have another opportunity to discuss this item. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. All right, number 15.
Number 15, I thought we passed.
Oh, it was number
Okay,
15?
yeah, number
Go ahead.
15 is me, but I was talking to JJ. I'll reconsider. I'll go talk to the police first and see if we can use their.
Okay,
I don't know if it's capable of that. I think they're gonna be police use only, but I'll go talk first.
okay, all right. So I move that we table number 15.
Second.
We probably moved and seconded that we table item number 15. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number 16, discuss consideration and possible city action on City of Prairie View roadside enhancements. I want to table this till the retreat, but I will discuss before tabling that we have the one Purview sign that we're responsible for when you first come in. It's not lit up at night. There are lights there for it. It has 5 flags, and one of the flags is missing.
Tattered.
And we want to, one things that we can do without necessarily a vote or anything is just to buy new flags for it.
Some new flags.
I think Jaquavis was working on that. But the other thing is that when you come into Purview from the Hempstead direction, we don't have a sign. Now, there's an opportunity, I think, to get, I wasn't, well, the mayor had talked to me about it, but I wasn't in favor of just some more stone. I don't think stone does anything for us. I think we will need a digital board, digital something, that we can put the events or other things that are going on in the city, and maybe it's 2 sides, you know, so as you leave the city, you can still see the one side.
Okay.
Now, there was a sign company, I was looking for them. They approached me some months ago, and I can't find them, but this is not ready for any action tonight. But I want you to know what was on my mind concerning that, these signs. So I move that we table this item to the retreat.
Well, before you do,
Oh, go ahead.
I don't want to, this is low, so what was the governor's memorandum on billboard? That's only if it goes high?
I don't think it's been seconded. Oh, okay, I couldn't hear. Okay, a discussion. Go ahead.
Okay. So what was the governor's memorandum on billboards? Was that over height, or was that revolving signs, or what, do you know anything about that?
I don't either.
I remember there was a memorandum on billboards. This doesn't qualify as
Never
billboard
paid
though
no
at all,
attention
right?
to that.
No,
And you're saying low to the ground sign?
I'm thinking like an entrance sign.
Yeah.
I've seen these entrance signs to other cities. There was
Yeah.
one that
Low to the
it
ground
was
though, right?
proposed to like go in front of this. I said, I saw no reason for that, like a waste of money, but over here on 290, maybe, because here's what I saw. I spoke about this at the West Side meeting. This sign when you come into Purview, and it's just before Muse Parkway, from Houston direction. There's a digital sign up there, and it's owned by
For that company.
Brewery?
over there.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I saw something like fireworks display, and I was like, huh.
Catch
And
your
it's
eye,
at
huh? Yeah.
Hempstead, and it's the fireworks display in Hempstead. And then we had our West Side meeting, and I believe it was the lady that runs Waller's EDC is responsible for it, and she explained that, well, we got a new mayor, and he wants us to do something for 4th of July, and we're doing some things, but it was going to cost too much, and we didn't have enough time to do a fireworks display. But Hempstead is already having one, so let's do our thing that we're going to do. I think they're having a parade or something, but then we can advertise. You want to see fireworks, you can go to Hempstead. And then Brookshire was there and said, oh, we have a fireworks display too. So they're going to put that, and that opened the door. It's like, oh, we're going to be having stuff. I wonder if they'll put Juneteenth up there or other things, our 150th anniversary. So we're going to open the door with them. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say that, we can get another sign, not necessarily that, but something that maybe it says, welcome to Purview, underneath it or above it, and then inside this, I don't know what's too big, what's too small, but something where we can get our, Blackberry Festival coming up, music festival coming up, whatever it is, so that's what I'm thinking. I don't have a pricing or anything, so it's not ready for, yeah.
But that's good, and then it'll have date, time, temperature, weather.
Yeah, when there's nothing else
Simple thing,
going
yeah,
on.
simple, nothing else going on. But that's good to kind of increase. It's a simple way to
Yeah.
always have an updated sign.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's tabled. Did we vote on to table that? I mean, I moved to table item number 15 till the retreat. Or is it nine?
Oh,
Item number
17.
Number
Oh,
16.
Already did 15.
Yeah, we're on 16.
Oh, yeah, I moved to table item number 16 until the retreat.
Second.
It's already been moved and it's been second. He was having a discussion, and now we vote.
was your
All in
motion?
favor, say aye.
Aye. What was your motion? What was your motion?
Table it.
The table.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my motion.
Oh.
Table it until the retreat.
Oh.
All opposed? The motion carries. Okay, item number 17,
Ooh.
and we're not going to do that executive session.
Executive session.
No.
And we not having no.
Well, yeah.
We don't got nothing.
All that is, but number 17. So, when we went to the EDC conference, I started looking around at what other EDCs were using as their logos, and we had a couple of logos. One just had Purview Big 4B in it. There's this one here that misdesigned. Yeah, misdesigned that one. But I don't think we officially voted on the logo. But the other thing, that's the one on our website. Yeah, that's the one that misdesigned right there. So,
Sign that?
Right here, Miss Hatton.
Okay, what we did a couple of years ago when we got the logo for the city, Ron Leverett was the mayor then. Department to design the logo, they did a separate contract. And I'm thinking that, if she's going to design a logo as a consultant,
I-
that's not a part of
Yeah.
her regular job assignment.
Okay.
And I think we paid something like $45. Do you remember how much?
I don't think it was that
Well,
much, yo.
Okay, let,
That's when we did that 4B.
yeah, that's not the direction I wanted to go. So I wanted to complete the what I was envisioning on this. Now, a lot of the EDCs, they don't have, they just use their city's logo. They use their city's logo. And that way we're not, and the way I thought about it, it's like, why we have a competing logo out there when we're really trying to we're really trying to uplift the city itself. So if we simply have the city's logo, like on this, or some of this shirt, with the city's logo, and we could have economic
4B.
4B. You sent me that. Let me look for that.
I've always been an advocate. Dr. Brown says 4B, but I say no because it's like putting LLC at the end of your
This is Economic Development Corporation.
corporation.
It's a 4B,
B
though.
covered.
There's
It
a
is, but-
difference between a 4A
Yes.
and a 4B. There's a
There's a huge
distinct difference.
They're
Difference.
really, B, you get more than A. That's
Yes.
all. B, you can do more with your dollars than A. But there's no need to put, that's like saying LLC, LP.
Well, that's
partnership.
important. I mean,
It depends on
you
the
all-
business.
It seems like to me that the things that are really critical, you
Let's-
minimize them. And
Dr.
it's,
Brown.
and they're there for a reason. They're not just somebody.
You're
can
speaking
just
out of
say-
turn, first of all.
Well, I was responding
I-
to your comment.
Okay, I didn't finish my
One
comments.
at a time. Dr. Brown, you have the floor.
I'm responding to your
Okay.
comment. And the things
Then I'll-
that, they put them there for a purpose. They're not just, oh, they're just there.
Okay, Dr. Brown, but if you,
But-
does the city of
wait,
Dallas
wait,
recognize
Dr.
4B?
Brown has the floor right now. Just finish your thought, and then it's his turn.
Very difficult. It seems as though you minimize things that I think are critical. When we have a 4B type, otherwise they just say ADZ. Have LLC, that's important because you want to know it's a limited liability corporation. So what I'm saying is, that's the name of our corporation. According to our bylaws, according to how we're registered with the state, that's the actual name of our corporation. It's not just Prairie View EDC. I'm through.
Can I be recognized?
Yes,
Okay, again, it's important to be 4B to us. It's a legal filing, but it's not necessarily to the people that we do businesses with. It's not necessarily a requirement. It's not state law. Many other economic development corporations across the state, across the nation, and according to their own state laws, you are not required to put 4B on any marketing materials. This is strictly for marketing materials. Every developer should know that we are 4B and we can use our funds for 4B. It's not hiding that. It's just simply for marketing, simply for a sleek design, Economic Development Corporation.
Obviously,
Dr. Brown.
Obviously, we're not gonna get a chance to do anything adamantly opposed to not including our designation as 4B on any kind of, logo that we have, because that is, just like he says, there are lots of, cities that don't have it. There are lots of cities that do have it. So it's the way the state designates us. Why would we take it off? It doesn't make sense to me. And perfectly honest with you, I like the one that she designed better than using the city's logo.
Again, if you can find some state code, I'll gladly say I'm wrong here. But Dr. Brown, you're speaking nothing but personal feelings and not
That's
facts.
all you speaking.
That's not I'm speaking state law. There's nothing requiring us to say 4B.
And there's nothing requiring us not to
So are
say
we
it.
arguing over personal feelings here?
No,
All
I'm
right,
not
let's-
arguing over personal
all
feelings.
right.
I'm saying that's the name of our organization legally, how it's registered with the state. That's the name of our organization. Now, it's optional whether or not you want to use that. That's the personal part of it.
Cool.
But I'm saying since that's the designation and the name that we're registered as a corporation with the state, that's our name.
All right,
legally.
let's table this. I think we can have an option that has the 4B on it, and then we vote on that at our next opportunity. So I'm gonna, I move that we table number 17 until
Retreat.
I think we could do this at the next meeting. I want to do this before the meeting because we need to put it on stuff that's happening, whether it's shirts, logos, business cards, all these things that we submit. You know, I want to put it on that stuff. So I want us to vote on this for our next table it to our next meeting. So I move that we table this to our next EDC meeting.
Second.
Discussion? Been properly moved and seconded that we table item number 17 until our next EDC meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. All right. Oh, you had? No. Okay. All right. I move that we table okay. Well, I guess we just move to adjourn. We don't have to table anything else. You made a motion to adjourn, right? Dr. Brown?
I didn't make the, you said, you were saying that, our next item on the agenda, do we make a motion?
Oh.
I just said adjourn, because you said we were
Well,
gonna do the.
do we have to, I mean, can we just straight up adjourn at this point if we want to?
Because you listed what you were going to do. Oh, you say will convene, that means you say.
Yeah, okay, I move that the executive session be canceled. That's good. I move the executive session be canceled.
Second.
Any discussion? It's been properly moved and seconded that the executive session be canceled. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? I want to discuss just the next meeting date first. So do we have a need for, well, if we were going to do a special session, it would need to be submitted by tomorrow. That's not going to happen because the city's closed, right?
Is it? I was just about to ask that.
Well, the city's closed, but we could do it, but we won't. We won't. We could post it right here, and we could post it on our website. So it's still possible. Miss Hatton, are you around? Or will you be available to assist? Okay. My goodness, we could have a meeting on a next Thursday or Friday, and that's it for next week. And then the week after that, probably keeping it to Thursdays, we could go the following week, Thursday.
I will too.
Okay.
Taking a
All right.
cruise.
Then it's,
Taking a cruise.
Out there on the campus.
what a bloody. All right, so the Thursday of the week following, how does that work?
That's fine.
What date is that?
We third
That
versus
is the
next.
14th? I mean, the 16th.
16.
Okay, I moved that our next meeting be on the 16th of July.
Second.
Then probably move the second, our next meeting be on the 16th of July. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Is that
motion
it? Yeah,
carries.
nothing else we had to do.
All right. Guess someone can move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
It's been properly